Hello, hello. I am your host in more ways than one. If you could hear the aggravation in my voice, there is a reason for that. This is the fourth time I am doing this, and I cannot make this up. This is the fourth time I'm doing this. We are going to be reacting and checking out the Sony State of Play and the Xbox Showcase. I am I am so sorry to the people that are on the Twitch side of things that have to see this again. I forgot to hit record. So we are doing it again, unfortunately. Though I may be able to pick out more stuff because I'll be seeing it a second time. We didn't get that far. We only got 2 games into the state of play. But regardless, I do want to say a special shout out to Fake Emo Jace and Demon King Azura. Please, 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 please follow them where they are. Be that Twitch, uh, YouTube. I don't know if they have TikTok and all the other stuff, but on Twitch and YouTube, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it if you could follow them there because they are currently here in the chat. I will give them a special shout out. Even though I'm not doing shout outs during this, those two will get a very special shout out. Please tell me I have shout outs on here. I don't, not on here. I have sound alerts, channel alerts. I thought I had shoutouts on here. I do not have shoutouts on this screen. So, I'm going to give them a special shoutout on this screen. Follow them where they are, be that Twitch, YouTube. No, do not follow them at their homes or work or any other myriad of places. Any social media areas that they are currently at. Go follow and subscribe to them there. Do not follow them at home. Do not follow them at work. Please. I am glad they don't show their faces for this reason, I'm hoping. But regardless, I am giving them both a shout out. Um, anyways. Here's Jace. If you would like to stick around, I'd greatly appreciate it. Hi there, Jack. Jack is the cat. The lore you know. Instead of the more you know. I feel like I prefer the lore you know. As long as shoutouts work, we will be good. Also, I think Azura's shoutouts are a lot louder than everybody else's. So keep that in mind. I think he's playing I want to say he. I think he's playing the Star Wars game, the I don't remember what it's called. Jedi Survivor or something like that. Uh yeah, I'm here for a bit. I greatly appreciate you being here. Um so just a heads up. Forewarning for those of you who have sensitivity to sound, Azurish shoutouts are a bit on the louder side. So, great games. Survivor is. Oh, I didn't know. I knew it was Star Wars something or other. I just couldn't remember what it was called. But yeah, they are the only two that are going to be getting a special shout out. Excuse me. These are the only two people that will be getting a shout out during this stream. Well, for this part of the stream. and for right now. Don't know what alert box is, so I'm not cutting that off, but I will be cutting shoutouts off. Anyways, just want to say, we're going to be checking out, again, we're going to be checking out the Sony State of Play, the Xbox Showcase. We're going to be watching the State of Play first, and then we are going to be watching the Showcase second. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you want to watch one or the other, particularly catching my personal opinion and I guess review / reaction to it, by all means, I will be watching it in this order. Without further ado, I have no idea. The new method I'm doing will be better, but if I find a good clip moment for sharing, will be a good test. Sounds like a good idea to me. Also, I am going to skip whatever the hell this is because I did not care for it. That was a weird game of like Tetris and stuff. Was not my personal interest.
Hello from Enhance. I'm Tetsuya.
Also, I will be skipping some sections like completely if I don't really care for the game. So, yeah. If I do care for the game, then I'm gonna watch the whole thing. Also, one other thing, I am watching this in 1.5 times speed. So if a game looks like it's going super fast, it's because I'm watching it at 1.5 speed because that's how my brain processes things. It makes it easier if it goes a little bit faster, my brain holds more attention to it. So yeah. Just want to get that a warning out at the beginning. But then like the first 10 minutes. And I may or may not be saying it repeatedly throughout this video. So keep that in mind. This is being played at 1.5 and or 2.0 speed. Just keep that in mind.
水口ディレクターの石原隆です。ルミネサライズのトレーラー楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。この秋、プレイステーション5、PSVR2 対応で発売予定です。ルミネサライズはバラエティ豊かな曲と美しいビジュアルが没入感を高め、いつまでも遊びたくなるゲーム体験となっています。その世界はとても心地よく、プレイヤーを
mentioned PlayStation. If I open an empty group chat and push most of the volume to the group chat, it should tone down sound. Interesting.
夏にシングルとマルチプレイの体験版を配信予定です。ぜひ皆さん手に取って遊んでみてください。Thank you and enjoy the rest of the State of Play.
Also, that was loud. I don't know how loud it was for you, but it was loud for me.
It isn't just a dream. It's a promise. One we're turning into reality. With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI, we're reshaping the line between.
Also, I want to say one thing about this.
We create life.
This screams Skynet, or like
Delphi Corporation.
At least the opening to this reminds me of either Control. The way they were showing the world just now reminded me of Starfield. Just saying. My personal thoughts on this.
Let's see about getting passed through to Earth. And why are these things trying to kill us?
The cold opening is what reminds me of those two games. Also, like I said earlier, the first time I watched this, it reminds me of... This reminds me of, what game did I say it was? Like, The Surge.
Don't you have a name or something?
I don't know too many people who know about The Surge, though.
Get behind me!
I think I can help.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through here. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack.
Hey, D.I.
I said I am D.I.
Okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Also, I don't know if that's going to change the quality of it or not, but I am running it at 1080 HD. I don't know if it's gonna look better for y'all though.
Oh, hey, today is Saturday, which means curry time.
Awesome, I love curry.
Speaking of curry, apparently current presence is actually a humane. What does that mean? Okay, I'll get it.
Curry time.
This straight up gives me, like I said earlier, this gives me No More Heroes vibes.
Seriously? Seriously, don't worry. I made this just in case. The Dead Gear life support system. Don't move, okay?
Like it has that quirkiness of No More Heroes.
You're already half dead. From now on, you're half dead man. No, wait, that's pretty lame. Dead man. From now on, you're dead man.
Like I can't help but make the comparisons to, at least the katana or gunplay or swordplay, is definitely reminiscent of No More Heroes. And the over top wackiness. That's the word I was looking for earlier. The wackiness of it. And Dead Rising. With the zombies and whatnot. Please let this come to PC.
Coming 2026.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it reminds me of those two games, like Dead Rising and No More Heroes. Also, this is where we stopped at last time because I forgot to start recording. But yeah, it does look strange, but in a fun way, though.
Huh? That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a spirit? I'm on your back. What?
Hold on. So you play as Romeo, who is the grandson of the guy who makes this future tech for you. So you're telling me, I'll say he's wearing a jacket. It's giving me Back to the Future, Marty McFly and Doc Brown vibes for the relationship between the two. I wouldn't say Rick and Morty. I would say more closer to akin to Doc Brown and Marty McFly.
皆さんこんにちは。グラスホッパーの役者の須田剛一です。いえいえ。皆さんトレーラーどうでした？グラスホッパーの久々の新作、ロミオ・イザ・デッドマンです。いよいよ発表できました。このゲームはですね、主人公のロミオスターゲーザーという名前なんです。かっこいいでしょ。時空犯罪 FBI 捜査官として、凶悪なですね、指名手配犯、さまざまな時空に飛んで、
Space time and defeats
そんな、ブラッディーなアクションゲームと
this
なって
bloody
います。
action
そして今
game.
回はですね、剣だけじゃありません、銃も使います。ストロングスタイルのアクションゲームとして、チーム一丸となって頑張って作ってます。そしてなんで、タイトルがですね、ロミオなのにデッドマンなのか、それは皆さんぜひ続行をお待ちください。プレイステーション30周年過ぎちゃいましたけど、おめでとうございます。それでは引き続き、ステートブプレイ
Oh,
をお楽しみください。
PlayStation had a 30-year anniversary. Shit, I didn't know that. But yeah, I will say right now, I am looking forward to Romeo as a Dead Man. But I'm hoping it comes to PC at least. I like the beginning with the creature eating the person's arm. Yeah. Also, you can't tell me that doesn't look like a cat. You cannot tell me that does not look like a cat right there. It's on PS5 Pro. Is this White Day?
ごちそうあるの珍しいね。今は誰かと喋りたくて。私も後から行くね。うん。じゃあね。裏切り者。
Oh, Silent Hill. Hey, I was pretty close. White Day is very, very similar. If I remember the name of the game, I think it's called White Day. But the opening to this is like reminiscent of. I want to say the name of the game is White Day. It looks reminiscent of it. Now it's Silent Hill. I was one in the wrong.
私の悪いおばあちゃんまでいないなんて、こんなの絶対ありえん。俺もいないし、君の悪い怪物はルフィも会ってるし。いや、
So Japanese Silent Hill? Whoop, she broke her ankle. Too bad. Oh no, you play as her. I keep forgetting that Silent Hill is like a quote-unquote walking simulator. Like, a lot of it, you're like walking around, doing like detective work and such, and on the rare occasion you fight.
きなこどこにいるの
Maybe it's a Silent Hill in Japan.
そんなあんたがいなくなってくれるんだからせいぜいする一人は嫌だよ寂しいよずっと一緒だよって約束したよね暗いのは嫌
It could be a good step forward
気持
finally.
ちは嫌
Okay, I just want to say one thing, and I know it's going to sound wrong. I hope they're not adding more combat into it because it's in Japan. Because if it is, that's kind of BS. Because like we had Silent Hill, and then you have I think it's What Lies Within or Lies Within or something like that, and that was kind of combat focused. So I think they're more so gravitating towards a more combat oriented Silent Hill, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing in my opinion. But you also got to remember, I grew up with detective work, this, that, and the third. Very, very little combat in Silent Hill. So I kind of like it where it's more detective work, figuring out puzzles, and less about combat and avoiding combat. Also, I like the one ending where you meet the dog. I forget which one it is, but you meet a dog that's controlling the whole thing. It's one of the goofy endings you can get. I forget which Silent Hill it was also. Step 4 finally, from what I heard, this one is more combat heavy. I mean, it takes place in 60s Japan and not in the literal town Silent Hill. Fair, and that's probably why. But like, I want to know the canon reason why. What's the canon reason why it's not in Silent Hill, wherever Silent Hill is located? And I assume the U.S. And that Silent Hill ended up in Japan. Like, I want to know the lore reason why this is happening. Because there's got to be lore for why it moved. And I want to know the lore as to why we're using more... Why it's more combat oriented. This one, I don't know if I'll ever play it. It's not really my cup of tea. I stopped playing Silent Hill a long time ago. In Maine? Oh, lovely.
The castle has been sighted again.
Final Fantasy?
Judge's orders are absolute. These human sacrifices must be stopped. We will track the ethereal castle, break its gates.
Bloodstained. Okay, I can tell by the art style. It's bloodstained. We get either new DLC or we get a new game. I don't see like crystals and shit all over the goddamn place, so I'm not gonna assume Ritual of the Night. Also, is it multiplayer? Or is that a summon? I assume that's a summon. You actually get to see the food you're eating! Hopefully. Unless it's just that you get to see curry plates every time for everything. So they released a short message, which is a walking sim short story set in Europe or something, I don't know. Where they implied that there's a bunch of towns where the supernatural... So, I don't know. But yeah, this is Bloodstained. Still need to finish the first one. I completed 99%. I have to say 99% because I did not get all the fucking items in the game. I've cleared the map. I haven't done the DLC also, so say 98%. But I haven't found all the items because all the items is next to impossible to get all of them because one of them has a drop rate of like 0.2%, which I'm not going to farm that shit. It's from the little metal blob dude. That's basically the only item I'm missing at this point. And I think some of the food recipes. I beat it though. I'm guessing that it's like the latter Castlevania games with multiple protags. I hope it's not, but at the same time, it would be nice. Getting 100% items was a pain. I did it, but it's not worth it in my opinion. See, and that's why I was like, once I got to the point, it was like, I think I had like 95% of the items. I was like, when I found out one of the items I needed was from the little metal blob thing. I don't know, the humanoid metal blob that you meet on the train. I was like, okay, so what's the percentage of finding the item? 0.2%. I was like, nah, it's not worth it. RNGesus was not going to be on your side for that one. I was after beating Simon or Simone, I think his name was. Oh yeah, no, the RNG item drops of that game was bullshit. Even like I even did the I was playing around on one of the other versions and there was a creature that actually had the item that you get from that metal slime and it still had the same drop rate and I was encountering that creature more and I still didn't get it after defeating like I think it was like 2,000 of it. I'm like it's not worth farming that one particular item. I think it was like the little the things that throw bones at you during one of the randomizer playthroughs I had. It that was the one that had the metal item which had the same drop rate and I was encountering a fuck ton of them and I still never got it. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I've already killed like I think it was like 2,000 and something of them, and I never got the item. I was like, you know, screw it. I'm probably never going to get that item. I'll never see that item. Hold on. Okay, this is going to sound really messed up, but this character looks like a friend of mine named Dread. If she's watching this, I'm sorry, but this character looks like you if you ever did white hair and went like full pale makeup. I hope it's a familiar summon and not like a second character on the screen. The Scarlet Engagement. I think Cal told me about this. I hope it comes to PC. If it doesn't, I'll be mad.
So you've come, dogs of the church, right into the palm of my hand.
The visuals of Shinjuku that I'm seeing are a hellscape I can't quite put into words.
What the fuck,
You've
Digimon?
somehow been sent back in time 8 years,
No,
but the situation here is critical.
not Digimon.
I'm counting on you,
I
Agent.
thought. Oh no, it is Digimon. I thought I saw Kawabumon
Our ultimate mission is to
or
uncover the causality
Kabuterimon.
between these anomalies.
It's probably
Like okay, so it was during this little frame, like during where is
The
it?
visuals of Shinjuku
During this frame, I was like, those look like Kabuterimon.
I'm
And I was
seeing
like, nah, maybe
are a hellscape
not.
I can't quite put into words.
I was like, maybe it's some bug virus or something when I saw this and this. I was like, okay, so it's not Digimon, it's something else.
I'm counting on you, Agent.
And then I see Digimon's story. I'm like, okay, never mind, I was right. I was to get one of the items. Oh, hell no, I'm not doing hours. I mean, Igarashi made a system in one of the DS Castlevania games where you control two characters at the same time. From what I hear, it was janky, but pretty cool. I'm not gonna want to play as two characters at the same time. I'd rather have one character and have like the other one as like either like a familiar or like an AI type thing. Oh no, they mentioned AI. But like, I'm not gonna want to control that other character unless it's like combo attacks and they're near me close enough that we can do combo attacks.
Uncover the causality between these anomalies.
It's probably a phase electron life form. Is that what you call us, Digimon? I'll always be right here with you.
Who exactly are you working for? I remember you guys.
Who or what is
I
that?
vaguely
I don't know
remember
anything about the
this,
digital world.
seeing
We've been doing
this.
for years now, but this is the first time the Titans have launched
But
an attack on this
again, I don't really care for turn-based games.
It seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
The world on this end is running out of time.
If the gate is opened with the digital world in such a state, the human world will most certainly be affected.
Do the Titans not care about the end of the digital world? Stop it! That egg is very important!
So do you play as the guy or the girl? Or is it you
The
choose
World Tree has been attacked.
either one, I guess. Also,
The World Tree has been attacked. It is just as
I thought that was War Greymon with a sword for a second. I could be wrong, I could be right. But that looks like War Greymon with a fucking sword. Which is badass. But like a corrupted version.
We must protect the world from them for this purpose and this purpose alone. Were you born?
If that thing opens, then we'll be swarmed by Digimon.
Attack!
Please, everyone, lend me your strength.
Everything's riding on
To
you.
move forward into the future.
We must fulfill our mission. Agent.
The DS Castlevania games on PS5. Oh, the DS Castlevania games on PS5. That makes sense. Creative Studio 3. Sweeping epic returns told us never before.
Abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation.
Catching my interest. Don't really care for turn-based, to be honest.
Why walk this path of subterfuge
Final
and
Fantasy
nonsense?
Tactics?
Powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty.
Heavens fall upon your crown!
This vile charade has gone on long enough. It ends now.
Do you remember when your
I
father
remember
showed us
playing
how to
this
make
on
a whistle
Game Boy
from the
Advance. Or Final Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy Advance. I distinctly remember playing Final Fantasy Tactics on Game Boy Advance. I don't remember which one though. Like the orange flavored ones? Oh, Tic Tacs. I was like, I read that as Tactics, not Tic Tacs. Looks like a Tactics remake. Remaster, I would assume.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson.
And I'm Sid Schumann, here to deliver news and release dates for games coming to PS5 later this year.
I need to check to see if
We
any of
hope you
these are
enjoyed
coming
that
for
first look at
PC,
Final Fantasy
to be
Tactics: The
honest.
Ivalice Chronicles. The game will include two versions of the original PlayStation Classic. The enhanced version, which features improved graphics, fully voiced dialogue, refined gameplay, and much more, as well as the classic version, which brings a faithful recreation of the 1997 original to modern consoles.
And how much would I bet more people are going to
Final
play
Fantasy
the
Tactics:
old
Ivalice
school
Chronicles
version?
launches on PS5 and PS4 September 30th, and will be available for
The
pre-order
8-bit
later today.
version.
This next game is something really special. When I first played it, I laughed so hard I almost barfed. Let's check it out.
You almost barked?
Toilet? Toilet? Sorry, I just need to pee.
How badly?
Just normal. Bad.
Just go behind this bush, I'll wait.
I can run away.
Pee shy.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't want me watching.
You can watch.
In baby steps, all you have to do is carefully place one foot in front of the other, which is easier said than done. Main character Nate requires some pretty deliberate movement to make even the simplest progress. It's a captivating open-world experience filled with oddball characters.
Here we go. Oh god. Oh, you found it even without a map. The best toilet on the mountain. Oh, good.
Definitely check this one out when it comes to PS5 on September 8th.
Why do he look so goddamn thick? That's the only question I have for this. I'm not going to play it, but he is like dummy thick. Like 3 C's dummy thick. The clap of my ass cheeks is learning the cards. Like dummy thick. I know that's a horrible snake, but I don't care. I can't do gruff. I just realized I can imitate feminine voices better than I can male voices. Which is funny. They don't usually show logos other than PlayStation and State of Play. Yeah, I know. But I still want to check to see if it's on PC for some of these games. Xbox shows everything. Xbox like, nah, fuck that shit. We show everything. PC ones, they show everything, and I think Nintendo usually shows it sometimes. If it's not a Nintendo exclusive. Unlike Xbox and Nintendo Direct, which, like I just said, I agree. Drunk Death Stranding, I question that game like its entire existence. I don't know who Baby Steps is catered to. Also, there's going to be Rule 34 of him, clearly, for the dummy thick clapping of his ass cheeks. Ooh, what's this?
Hirogami is a unique action-adventure title from Bandai Namco Studios Singapore.
Ooh.
In this journey to save your origami home, you'll transform into paper shapes with distinct abilities.
I was just about to ask, is this paper? Like Paper Mario, but like 3D? And then she said something about origami. I was like, alright, so it's like Paper Mario, but 3D.
Including a paper airplane, a nimble frog, a hardy armadillo, and a powerful ape. Master the art of folding when Hirogami arrives on PS5 later this summer.
I hope this one comes to PC. Would be nice.
Sid, Sid, why don't you tee this next one up?
Thanks, Sean. The Hot Shots series has been with PlayStation from the very beginning, and its latest installment, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, boasts its largest character roster ever. Compete in courses from
Don't really care about golf.
World.
I played in real life.
And new nighttime variants.
I don't really care about.
Begin later today. And those who do will get Bandai Namco's iconic Pac-Man as an early unlockable character.
Like the only golf game that I thought was interesting was Golf with Friends, where you never saw the character, but you would like customize the actual ball itself. It was kind of interesting. Without being turn-based.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots drives onto PS5.
I didn't know Paper Mario was turn-based. I never played Paper Mario either, so.
Ninja Gaiden
Strider!
Rage is a challenging
Oh,
entry
no.
in a long-running action franchise. From the makers of the Blasphemous series, Ragebound stars dual protagonists from rival clans, forced to combine their souls and skills against a demon uprising. And longtime fans will really love the pulse-pounding soundtrack featuring guest composers from the original series. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound arrives July 31st on PS5 and PS4.
It's not bad, but PS4? Did I read that right?
Arrives July.
Did PS4? I thought they stopped supporting PS4. Yeah, it definitely is a drunk Death Stranding though. Again, I never played Death Stranding either, so I'm a defer to your knowledge on it. A new 2D Ninja Gaiden, definitely need it. I want
31st on PS5 and PS4.
I want Bloodstain. That's the 2D platformer I want, to be honest.
From the game makers, Cairn is a survival climbing experience where you must carefully plan your ascent up a deadly mountain.
This is vertical
Manage
Death
balance and
Stranding.
stamina to discover secrets.
Hey, wait for me.
Encounter other climbers.
Marco. Nice to meet you.
And survive the harsh conditions of the climb.
Vertical Death Stranding, you can't tell me otherwise.
You can give it
This, but still supporting. No, like I'm happy they are, but like I'm kind of surprised. I'm more so surprised than anything else that they're still supporting PS4. I never got into Death Stranding because I kept hearing, oh, it's a walking simulator. Oh, it's a walking simulator. And I'm like, I don't really want to play a walking simulator. Nor do I really like simulators either. Was never really a fan of simulators.
That's all from us.
Like, The Sims
This next reveal
would be like the absolute limit I would play.
Nothing can prepare you for their next
Some
collection.
devs still support PS4, but Sony themselves don't. Not surprised. Ooh, arcades! Or game cabinets is what they're actually called, which people don't know that apparently.
We were onto something.
Game cabinets.
It was such a shock to see this game. I was like, I can't believe this game exists.
Are they doing like a collection?
It became something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat.
I remember doing that fatality a lot. The fucking dragon fatality. I remember doing that one a lot. That brutality, woohoo! That was fun to do. Pissed off a lot of people.
That is much larger.
It's not a walking sim. You don't just press forward. It's different instruments. Interesting and rough environment. Well, that's what I'm saying. Though, like I never personally played it, so that's why I never got into it. But it's not really something that is also my style of game either, unfortunately. Be precise, it's difficult to describe. Oh no, like I've seen people play it before, but it doesn't look like my style of game. Like most of the games that I like are more medieval fantasy in nature, at least. I do like some sci-fi, but I usually gravitate towards medieval fantasy like Skyrim, Oblivion, like they just showed Bloodstained is more of like a medieval style fantasy. I never really got into like stuff like Death Stranding. Like Metal Gear Solid is like one of those stealth games that piqued my interest, but it's not like it's basically more so stealth. Like the one series I wish it would fucking bring back. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one where you play as Sam. If I remember correctly, his name is Sam, and you are a stealth tactician, and they usually do like comparisons between him and Snake. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but I prefer like more stealth based games or like medieval fantasy RPGs. And the and Death Stranding doesn't really scream medieval fantasy or RPG or stuff like that. Splinter Cell, thank you. I couldn't think of the name of the game. I figured someone in chat might if I rambled on long enough. But yeah, I wish I'd bring Splinter Cell back. That was my game. Also, I want to play Hitman. Hitman World of Absolution. Or, I think that's the name of it. World of Assassins, I think. Did that say game cabinets? And handheld editions, okay. With rollback. Whoopsie! He also said toasty.
Is an expression of who we were and what we wanted to do.
I don't know. Like, it's fun to go back, but I don't know if I would get it. I could have sworn he said toasty at one point and whoopsie at one point. A fight stick? Well, it makes sense you would have the fight stick right after Mortal Kombat. That makes sense. You would introduce the fight stick after Mortal Kombat. The one I just said! Fucking Metal Gear Solid!
Loading like this, it's a revolution.
I know how I'm gonna fight the bee. I just gotta find the specific outfit I want.
What's the matter? I'm over here. Go back to your own world.
Oh, the Sorrow. The end, Sorrow. I forget his name. The lightning dude. He wouldn't use a gun, he would just use electricity to shoot bullets at you. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. I need this out now. Can I fucking wait? Hold on. Splinter Cell, I used to have some contact with the co-creator of Mortal Kombat when I was on Twitter before it turned to X. I still don't call it X. Fuck that shit. I'm never calling it X. I cannot fucking wait. I need this out now. God, I need to finish 2 so I can start playing 3 properly soon. We get Snake versus Monkey. Monkey. I was trying to hit play on the phone and not on the keyboard. I want Metal Gear Solid so bad. If anybody knows the bee fight, apparently a lot of people didn't know this apparently, but if you have the white lab coat, the bees won't attack you that often because they see it as a beekeeper coat. Fun fact! Bees don't like the color white. Oh, that is diabolical. Hold on. Bruh. I'm sorry. What? Why does that remind me of the suit from Metal Gear Solid 4? Where it transformed, like, it kind of transformed on you. And you could, like, double tap on, like, a wall or a floor or something, and the print would go onto your body. I could do some fun stuff with that stealth camo. Hell fucking yeah! Also, we're gonna pause for the ads real quick. Alright, we are back. Fun stuff with that stealth camo.
spirit stones. Shining stones imbued with humankind's never-ending...
Hold on, what? Metal Gear Solid Online looks so fun. I hate that I live at a time. I think you meant, do you mean lived with a D? Like, you didn't live during the time where it just doesn't live during a time where it just doesn't exist. I really wanted to play it in Metal Gear Solid 4 or 5, but the 4 one is just connected and the 5 one is a ghost town. Yeah. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. My bad. That's my fault.
In dreams. Since time immemorial, this power has been the impetus for human wars.
Zelda with extra steps!
This power has been the
That's Ganon up top. That's Link on the bottom. The little spirit that's beside you is Navi. You cannot tell me otherwise. I will refuse to listen.
impetus for human wars.
Such an ominous atmosphere, and one thick with the presence of a Ratama.
Also, a female voice in the background talking to you? That's Zelda. I mean... Oh, looks like more Neo from that design. I never played either Neo, to be honest. Again, not my style of game that I would play.
What makes a shogun? Here is my answer.
Either that or some other game piqued my interest at the time when Neo came out. Now, this one, though, might pique my interest.
How foolish of you.
I don't mind janky combat.
Who might you be, warrior?
Tokugawa Takechiyo.
皆さんこんにちは。チーム忍者の安田です。
Ooh, I like open world games.
発表させていただきました。今作のアクションはシリーズおなじみのサムライスタイルに加え、新たに忍者スタイルを追加、より多彩な戦闘を楽しめます。ステージもオープンフィールドとなり、探索や攻略の自由度や没入感が大幅にアップしています。本日より PlayStation 5で体験版も配信いたしますので、ぜひプレイしてご意見をいただければと思います。2026年の発売に向け、続報にもぜひご期待ください。
I assume it's also going to come for PC. So the only thing I'll say is I do want to say also a special thank you to you two, Azura and Jace. Thank you for not spoiling any. I'm assuming you've already seen this, but thank you for not spoiling any games that have shown up, because I have tried my absolute hardest over the past 3 or 4 days to not hear anything about anything in these state of play and showcase. So again, thank you.
No one knows how old the city really is. For me, it's all I've ever known. My whole world. I was raised in this city's shadow, free to take whatever I need to survive.
VR game. Thief, I bet. Thief VR. Oh, I just want to say one thing. You can put out candles with your bare fingers. It hurts like a bitch, but you can do it. Don't ask me how I know. It's better if you wet your fingers with your mouth a little bit or with some water and then tap it. You don't hold it, you tap it. Just saying. Don't try that at home, though.
Legendary treasures. Locked away, waiting to be found. Waiting to be taken. But some treasures come with more trouble than others.
I thought I was dead.
I can't play VR games, so. And most first-person games, so again.
Hey, you got some hosing?
Market land seems a bit tense today. I heard something happened with another Tidewalker. Damn it. It's gone. Someone beat us to it.
Ever since the Great Flood, Elland, my dear planet, has been dying. Plastemia has taken everything from us. But you Tidewalkers are all connected.
Hey, you stop right there!
And it's up to you now to use that power.
Marauders, this is our new recruit! Please, help me. Get down!
Tidewalkers, will you help us?
This is interesting.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Nuse, the game director of Astrobot. It's a pleasure to be back today to share more news with you. What the last few months it has been in the world of Astro. Astrobot
I can't play VR games because it fucks my brain up. And most first-person games do too. I found out some don't, but some do.
launched last September to such encouraging feedback, even receiving a few honors we are truly grateful for. In October, we added 5 speedrun levels, followed by a Christmas special packed with festive surprises. And then earlier this year, the Vicious Void Galaxy made its appearance, adding yet more new challenging levels, all of which came at no additional cost. And today, I am pleased to announce that later this month, you will be able to enjoy 5 brand new challenge levels in Astrobot, bringing the total to a whopping 90 planets. And new special bots will be there too, including Atsu from Ghost of Yotei, alongside other fans' favorites, but these ones are a surprise. And finally, the Astrobot DualSense wireless controller will return later this year, with a slight twist, so be on the lookout for more news coming soon. From all of us at Team Asobi, thank you all for the amazing reception you gave our game. And
am I weird for wanting to have a little Astrobot toy? Just like a little figure of the little Astrobot fucker? Because that would be cool.
enjoy the rest of the show.
Here's the thing, I don't get motion sickness from VR. It literally gives me massive ass migraines for some reason. I don't know why. I've tried changing the light levels. I've tried changing a lot of different things, but it's like a weird disconnect that I can't play VR games. I don't get motion sickness, but I get like these massive, massive fucking migraines that won't leave for like a few days. When I tried it out at GameStop, I think, and I just had this massive fucking migraine for like 2 or 3 days, and I only played it for like maybe 20 minutes. Like, they wiped everything down and checked everything and all that stuff, and I just had this massive migraine. It sucked. You're a vampire underwater, because vampires don't breathe. I'm not into ship games, but I would try this. I just don't like ship combat games. I'm not playing this one. Give me motion sickness. Been lurking for a while. Did you already react to the Express Showcase? I did not. That is going to be after the State of Play. I probably won't play the ship game, whatever this is called. I probably won't play it. Getting shot out of cannon makes me want to play it. Like, that seems interesting, but like, I don't like ship or naval combat. I really don't. I don't really care for naval combat, to be honest. Never have, never will. Sea Remnants? Not gonna be a game I play. Journey? Motherfucker! Journey's right there. Hold on. Let's see. Nightbot. Love the art style. Oh no, the art style is very good. It's very charming. There's another showcase you definitely need to watch after the Xbox one. Not sure how I'm supposed to say what is without spoiling. It's probably all part of the same thing because when I checked the title, it said Xbox Showcase, Outer Worlds 2, and Grounded 2 trailer. So it's literally all three of them in one is the one that I found from the Xbox website. Literally, Xbox.com. It was on their website as that title. So, unfortunately, I got spoiled on something about Grounded 2 and something about Outer Worlds 2. So, if you're referring to those two games, then it's probably already part of it. Yeah, I'll admit it is a bit of a spoiler because I didn't want to know what games were part of the state of play and part of the showcase because I want the excitement of being like, I get to see it for the first time with everybody here because I didn't get to see it yet. I almost had people at work trying to spoil it for me, and that was kind of irking me a little bit. This looks fun, though. This looks like a game I would play. I want this game. There was another game that was on Kickstarter that piqued my interest too. But this one looks fun, though. It's almost like a fast-paced journey. Excuse me. Sword of the Sea. Okay, that's gonna be one. Sword of the Sea.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani. That was a new look at Sword of the Sea, a visually striking adventure from the team behind Abzu and Papless. We're excited to announce that Sword of the Sea will launch this summer into the PlayStation Plus game catalog. On June 17th, Remedy brings otherworldly action to game catalog with FBC Fire.
Oh, I can watch
watching
the stream.
FPS set in the paranatural world of Control, you and two fellow agents must confront and contain the reality-warping chaos found within the
When I'm
Oldest
in my
House.
bed, I'll be on my phone. See you later.
Short bursts or
Have a good one.
FBC Fire
See you
launches
later.
day
See you
one
later.
in the
Have a
game
good one.
catalog on June 17th.
Get some noms for me as well because I'm eating chips right
PlayStation
now.
Plus Classics catalog welcomes several new titles this summer. The PS2 version of legendary immersive sim Deus Ex arrives June 17th. In July, Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4 join the service just in time for the second season premiere of Twisted Metal, which arrives
I don't care for
directly in select
PlayStation
countries,
Plus.
including Peacock in the US. Additionally, two of Capcom's most beloved games from the original PlayStation are set to join the Classics lineup. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 will arrive later this summer in the Classics catalog. Additionally, Myst and Riven will arrive later this month as part of the Days of Play celebration, running now through June 11th. Days of Play is a 2-week event that includes bonus PlayStation Plus content drops, great deals on software and hardware, and more. Visit PlayStation Blog and PlayStation.com for full details.
One thing I want to say really quick is when it comes to like backwards compatibility, at least for PlayStation, they allow you to have it through a literal emulator on their console to allow you to play these backwards compatible games through PlayStation Plus or PlayStation whatever the fuck it's called. But they don't just let us buy the games outright. Like, I'm fairly certain they would make some money if they let people just buy the games again. It's because they want that fucking live service bullshit of, oh, you gotta pay monthly if you want to keep playing these games. And it's like, no, I don't know. Fuck. And like, don't even get me started on Nintendo and Xbox doing the same thing. Like, except for Xbox, I think they do let you buy the old games. Nintendo doesn't let you buy like old GameCube and like Game Boy Advance games to play on newer systems or newer consoles, even though they allow you to emulate it through their online service. That's all I want to say about that real quick. Sorry for the tangent. Curious about Firebreak. Looks interesting. I think my brain blitzed past Firebreak. Yeah, my brain was not here for Firebreak. This looks interesting though. Swords at Sea.
That was a new look at Sword of the Sea, a visually striking adventure from the team behind Abzu and Papless. We're excited to announce that Sword of the Sea will launch this summer into the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
I like Twisted Metal, to be honest.
Remedy brings otherworldly action to game catalog with FBC Firebreak. In this cooperative FPS,
I don't know why I was expecting Firefighter.
and contain the reality-warping chaos found within the Oldest House. fun in short bursts or deep dives, FBC Firebreak launches day 1 in the game catalog on June 17th.
Meh.
The PlayStation Plus Classics catalog welcomes several new titles this summer. The PS2 version of
I
Legend.
don't care about Deus Ex because it's first person and it kept fucking my brain up.
In July, Twisted
I actually didn't mind Twisted Metal and Twisted Metal Black.
For the second season premiere of Twisted Metal, which arrives July 31st in select countries, including Peacock in the US. Additionally, 2 of Capcom's most beloved games from the original PlayStation are set to join the Classics lineup. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 will arrive later this summer.
Wasn't a fan of Twisted Metal, Mr. Ribbon.
Additionally,
I never played Mr. Ribbon, but I did like Twisted Metal.
Celebration, running now through June 11th. Days of Play is
Can't be
a
here
event
Wednesday.
that includes
Okay.
bonus PlayStation Plus content drops, great deals on software, hardware, and more.
You can buy the classic games now on PlayStation Me? Huh.
His parents cut their own rope to save him.
Hold on. Fuck no, they don't. Xbox just released a retro games bundle. I was so excited for. I was so excited for it. Had so many games. But I was so excited for it. Had so many old games I grew up with, but when I downloaded it, I found out it was a cloud-based only. But that's what I'm saying, like, I don't like when it's like, oh, you buy the game, it's cloud-based, you gotta have internet to play it, and it's like, I don't want that. I want to buy the game, download it, and play it. I don't want it to be, oh, it's cloud-based, and you gotta be connected to the internet the entire fucking time. No. Bad. Sprays you with a squirt bottle. No. Fuck you. No. Let me buy the game. Let me download it. And let me play it. Looking at you, Golden Sun. Looking at you, other GameCube games and other old school titles that are PS4 era and back. You little shits.
He watched them fall, then found
I love
his way
Twisted
off
Metal
the
too.
mountain. He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always
Nathan
at
Drake.
ultimate authority, same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet.
Splinter Cell.
Let's give him one.
Or Nathan Drake. Or 007. One of the three.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves. James.
I don't know.
So you shouldn't have.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy.
I don't know about this one.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
Honestly, I'd rather play Hitman.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, man. To hell with her.
Literally any of the great Nintendo Online games. That's what I like about the classics on PlayStation. It's in the PlayStation Store, can't buy it without needing cloud-based stuff. The new James Bond video game. It looks interesting. Like a young Nathan Drake. That's why I said Nathan Drake when I saw him show up on the screen. I was like, is this Nathan Drake, but like early years? Like, am I missing something? And then he was like, my name's Bond. I was like, never mind. I don't know, I like the over-the-top action. It looks really cool. Well, for my brain to function, I have to play it at 1.5. Or else I'm going to get bored and just not want to watch it. I'm playing it at 1.5, by the way.
I suppose it's another teachable moment.
I'll do 1.25 at least. Also, I think even if let me try playing it at 1.0 speed and see if it's like still noticeable. Because like, I don't even think I'd be able to notice it even at 1.0.
Knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland...
Trying to get to the action part. That looks like, I'm sorry, that looks like a young Nathan Drake. But when I started hearing the 007 theme song, I was like,
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
I like the watch. The watch is kind of cool.
So you shouldn't have.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming. Jet lag gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom. To hell with that.
I thought it was a prequel also, don't feel bad.
Tell me, what do you do, James? Lately, headhunting.
Okay, I want to say one thing about the way they paced this trailer, even at normal speed. I just want to say, even at normal speed, it popped too quickly between each scene, making it hard to follow what the fuck was going on the screen. So even at like normal speed, and no, I'm not trying to call anybody out for this. I'm just saying, even at normal speed, the way they blipped between each like clip was way too fast. You didn't know what the hell was going on. Once it got to the shooting scene where they're in the car, they blipped so fast between each clip that it was like, okay, so I missed half of what they were showing in that clip, and it's like way too. It was almost like a fast forward slideshow where you could barely tell what the actual hell was going on screen. 1.5 probably didn't make it any better, but even going at normal speed didn't help it either. Hold on, I think I missed chat. Thought it was pretty cool. Also, he literally got Nathan Fillion's crooked nose. I didn't know that. I didn't know Nathan Fillion has a crooked nose. Huh. I wonder if he's modeled off a mocap actor or completely like fictional. And Fillion was always the fan cast favorite to play Drake. This does look dope. I don't know. No, it looks interesting. It's just the way they did this particular trailer is like they made the ending clips of it way too quick. It flashed. It was like a flash in a bottle. You barely saw it for half a second and then it was gone. You barely got to take in anything that was going on screen. Fancast's favorite to play Drake. This does look dope. I don't know. He doesn't look or sound like Bond. Looks nothing like Bond game to me. I can see him as a very young rookie one. I don't know. He's very different. Even the music is off. I just read the over-the-top action and stealth and gadgets are very Bond to me. Though, to be frank, I'm not much of a Bond fan. I'm not really a Bond fan myself either. I never really watched the movies. I never really got into it. So I don't know, at least for me at least, I don't know. It's just honestly, I thought this was like either early Nathan Drake, and the other thing that was kind of in the back of my head when I started seeing the gadgets was like early Hitman because of, like all the gadgets and like all the stealthy shit with it. But I think the quippy one-liners would probably make it more Bond. Because from what I know of James Bond is it's like he has some quippy one-liners like I like my martini shaken and not stirred, or blah 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 and stuff like that. And it's like, I think that's the thing that sets him apart is the quirky nature of Bond. But I could be wrong. I'm not a Bond fan. I'm only going based off of like personal thought process. Um, even the music is off. The music might have been because I was playing at 1.5 speed. Um, Over the top action and stealth gadgets very Bond to me though. I feel like that's just kind of like most stealth games are like gadgets and like over the top action gadgets and stealth. Basically, just espionage games or like stealth based games. Again, my personal opinion, I feel like Bond is where he's like really quippy. Think Spider Man. Like you have a few characters that are similar to Spider Man, but the reason why you read Spider Man is because of his quips and because of his story, not because oh, well, I can't really think of too many web crawlers that are based off of spider based powers. But you get the point though. Like it's more so like you watch Spider-Man for his quips and how he interacts with the world and like his story, not necessarily the rest of it. Like with espionage games, they all are gonna have stealth, over the top action, and certain spots and gadgets. But when it comes to like what makes it more unique is like the character themselves. And for me, I feel like Bond is more like that quippy, charismatic, um can do attitude, if you know what I mean. Again, this is just me speaking out of my ass about James Bond. Um all you just described was any generic modern espionage related game. None of that is what makes Bond feel like Bond. And that's what I'm saying though, like I feel like Bond is more like his quippiness, his charisma, the way he interacts with certain situations. He's more of a charmer than anything. And I didn't really see him charming people. We'll see. I think what it needs more is a Hitman-esque social stealth kind of system too, because Bond is very much a direct infiltration in gathering kind of thing, in gatherings kind of thing. Go have lunch. Go get the noms. Go go go. Get some food. Bond doesn't do stealth. He announces to everyone who he is and swaggers his way through everything with guns blazing in style. And that's what I'm saying though. Like, I feel like Bond is more of a quippy character with one-liners, and it's like, he's not. From what I know of Bond, he's quippy. He's in your face. He's the star of the show, and everyone knows it. I don't really see him as behind the scenes doing stealth and tactics. It's more like sheer dumb luck, and he is the epitome of a bard character in D&D. Whereas like Hitman is more like a rogue character, or like Nathan Drake is kind of rogue but with like a historian background, if that makes sense. Whereas Bond is more like a bard with rogue tendencies. Uh, there's zero infiltration in Bond, zero stuff. He always blows his cover immediately and charms his way out. Blah! Closest I ever played to a good Bond game was GoldenEye. I'd probably play that over this one. Eh, I don't 100% remember GoldenEye. I remember it on 64, but I don't remember if there was another GoldenEye. Exactly, Bond is a bard, not a rogue. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he's more like he took a couple of levels into rogue to an extent, but like it's more of it's only for like the gadgets, or I wouldn't even say rogue. I'd say like artificer. He's a bard and an artificer. If we're doing D&D, he's definitely bard and artificer. He has the gadgets of an artificer. He doesn't build them, but he has them. So I don't know if that's rogue who uses the stuff from artificer, or if the artificer also uses said stuff, but doesn't also necessarily have to build it. But, like, he's more of a charisma-based character. He has high charisma, and I want to say, like, a decent amount of intelligence or wisdom, because he does know, like, strategy, tactics, and all that, but I just don't see him as a stealth. At least from the movies, or, like, bits and pieces of clips I've seen of James Bond. I meant, he's a bard, not a ninja. I meant infiltrate, more like, go and charm your way into this place and don't let them suspect you don't belong. That's what I meant with social stealth. Not like literal sneaky infiltration, more like over deep cover kind of thing. And that's what I was trying to get at. Like, that's why I say he's more of a bard than a rogue. But he did take some levels in rogue. Because, like, I think rogues get master of disguise or something like that. I think that's like a thing in D&D. Again, I don't know much about D&D. I'm only going off of literal surface knowledge. Barely even that. But, like, I feel like he would be... He's the quirky, comedy relief type bard / a few levels in rogue. Again, my personal opinion.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
I will say, this scene just reminds me of the one where they're at the gallows. Like the meme where they're at the gallows and he's like, your first time.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
Earn the number. And they give you a golden gun called a Gilded Wraith.
Hello, I'm Hakan Abrak, CEO of Iron Interactive. The team is thrilled to announce 007 First Flight. You'll experience James Bond as a young air crewman in the Royal Navy, before the tuxedo and the martinis, as he first steps into the world of espionage, striving to earn his 00 status. Everyone at Iron Interactive has poured their passion and dedication into crafting an experience that honors the legacy of Bond, harnessing our 25 years of agent expertise. This is just the beginning of our journey with 007, and we can't wait to share more with you soon.
You're still with me?
Another game I want to play, but I want to play... Okay, I want to play Ghost of Tsushima before I get into Ghost of Yote. My Hero? Or Mortal Kombat? No, not Mortal Kombat. God damn it. Marvel. God. Fudden bada bada. Please don't let it be another fucking hero shooter. But I will say, from this frame alone, it looks like a 2D fighter. And why does Iron Man look like a goddamn Gundam cosplay? I'm sorry. Iron Man in this scene looks like a Gundam cosplayer. Marvel vs. Capcom? Spider-Man! Why do they sound Japanese? You can go from map to map. Fuck yes. All right, I want to play this. I want to play this. Why does it look like Star-Lord is taking like some of the stuff from old school Iron Man? Because like a weird version of Iron Man. Ghost Rider Reyes. We got the Reyes version of Ghost Rider. Fuck yeah. Instead of Johnny Blaze, we get Reyes. I forget his actual name though. I think it's Reyes or something Reyes. Dr. Doom. Oh yeah. Storm! Please give her some more outfits. I like Storm. Don't judge me. 4v4? I've heard of 2v2, 3v3, but usually most games don't go past 2 or 3 usually. This is a 4v4? That's interesting. Also, for Spider-Man, I can see them easily doing, like, different Spider-Verse characters. That's right at the end. Sorry, speech, intelligence, and charisma. Definitely get through the first one, including DLC before Yote. Iron Man is a Gundam cosplayer. They just took things to the next logical level. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not doing the chat made me do it. If I have a way of like refunding you those points, is this I'm using this outfit because I am reacting and reviewing. That's what this outfit is specifically for. Sorry about that, Cal. I will try to figure out a way to like refund you those points though, if possible. If I figure out how to do a refund for it, I will do that. Just not right this second. It's going to get very chaotic on screen with 4 people. I'm dying to show this off. It's absolute. Hold on. They gave him his Mustang! Or his muscle car. I think it's a Mustang. But I know it's a muscle car. They gave him his muscle cars for his ultimate. Fuck yeah. The memes of like Capcom and Marvel being swingers are like into... Or so Marvel can make a new fighting game with this company has been hilarious. I'm looking at how to do it. There is a way you can bound by ice. See ya, baby. Okay, I want to play this. I don't want to. I need to play this. I'm gonna definitely play Spider-Man. I don't care. I always play Spider-Man. I always try to go for the maximum spider if I can do the special. And PC! Let's go! What? I didn't do it. I swear, I didn't touch shit. I didn't touch shit. My hands are not on the mouse and keyboard.
まあ、予定合わせていったんですけど、まあ、ちょっと飲んでる中で実はアークの方でマーベルの格闘ゲームを作ってみないかというような提案をいただきまして。
Of course, Ark is making it. That makes sense. I was wondering why it felt familiar.
世界的に本当に有名な IP ですし、光栄だなと思いつつも、まず本当にうちの会社で大丈夫かなという不安もあり。
Robbie Reyes. That's what his name is. Robbie Reyes.
The inspiration for working on this project really came from a place.
I want to see one thing real quick. Okay, I saw... Okay, hear me out. Please don't get mad at me. Hear me out. I saw a purple explosion. I saw a red cape. And I didn't really see much else. And I thought I saw a red helmet. So I thought I saw Magneto for a half second. I hope he's in this game. But I wasn't sure, so I had to rewind to see if I saw what I saw. I did not see what I saw, but I'm hoping they put Magneto in this because you need the master of magnetism. Sorry. Really hoping to see Magneto. That shit would be cool. All right, I'll check that in a little bit. Miss Marvel looks so goddamn cute. Those comics, some of the Robbie Reyes comics. You did. I think I read 2 of them. I don't know if I read all of them, but I know I read at least 2 of them.
The inspiration for working on this project really came from a place of pure fandom and wanting to say, why isn't PlayStation in this space?
So PlayStation approached us with this vision to bring Marvel back to the forefront of the tag fighting genre. And that got us really excited because we had worked with them before on successful stuff like the Marvel Spider-Man franchise with Insomniac.
When it came to approaching Marvel, we had to kind of first float the idea and let them know, hey, we're thinking about approaching a company like Arc System Works to make a fighting game. We'd love to partner with you to do this really great collaboration. Would you be interested?
Didn't Arc System also do like Guilty Gear or I know there's a couple other ones. I can't think of right offhand, but I know it's like Guilty Gear or what's the I know it's Guilty Gear. I can't think of the one with no, Soul Bad Edge is Guilty Gear. I'm thinking of the one with Ragna Blood Edge and a few others. I can't think of the name of it right offhand. You also had the cat that says Spiffy a lot for reasons. I feel like they're also under Arc. I can't remember the name of the one with not Soul Bad Edge, not him, or not Soul Bad Guy. Just said it. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah. No, we gotta have Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like the face of Marvel. I don't care. Spider-Man is the face of Marvel, in my personal opinion. You will not take Spider-Man from me. Put a hunky Asian dude in the game. I'm not entirely sure who the hunky Asian dude is. That's kind of vague, because I can't think of who you're talking about. The only one I can think of is the one with not the Mandalorian, the Mandarin, but like the guy with the 10 rings. I can't remember his name right offhand. Shang-Chi or something like that. No, I'm thinking of what game am I thinking of? I can't remember the name of the character. The only one I can think of is the one from the 10 rings. I can't think of his name. I know he uses 10 rings. That's all I remember. And you have the one that was just on screen. Huh? Are we talking about an IRL character, or are we talking about a comic book character? Oh, the game dev. Okay. I was like, I am so confused.
It's always refreshing to work with a team.
Amadeus Cho.
Putting their own spin on it, and just uppercutting that.
I don't like Amadeus Cho.
And that's what you get with this team. I mean, they couldn't make something boring if they tried.
I think Cal's referring to this guy. I assume, because he does kind of look beefy, like bulked up a little. Is what I'm assuming. I don't like Amadeus Cho because he's the Iron Spider, and I don't like the Iron Spider because of Amadeus Cho, because he's so uppity and like.
Boring if they tried. 社長からも本当に作れるんだったらぜひやりたいねっていうことを言われました。まあ話を受けてしまった以上これは私がプロデューサーなのかなっていうところで。The tricky thing is that most fans, including myself, see this as a sacred genre for Marvel. The tough part.
I need Deadpool, Magneto, and Spider-Man.
You either do something like this big and bold, or you don't do it at all.
I feel like I have a good grasp on their style on how they would approach certain IPs. You come in with your kind of own expectations of here's what I would
Amadeus Cho?
Arc System Works when they take on a Marvel.
Isn't Amadeus Cho the Iron Spider? Like in some iterations, isn't he the Iron Spider, Amadeus Cho? I could have sworn he was like the Iron Spider in a couple of the cartoons. I could have sworn Amadeus Cho was one of the Iron Spiders.
IP. And what came up was something that went beyond that.
Also, we need different Storm outfits. I want the punk rock Storm outfit.
一番最初にマーベルさんに提出した時はなんとなくマイケルさんの反応はあんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、何がまずいのかなっていろいろこうやっぱり直接話していくうちにもっとアークのやりたいマーベルを見せてくれというような話をいただいたことがあって。
I remember personally the first time I saw Iron Man was really when I felt we had something special.
なので今回のアイアンマンのデザインを皆さんご覧いただければわかると思うんですけども、かなりこう日本らしいアークシステムワークスらしい。
And that's the thing I'm saying, because he looks like Iron Man looks like a Gundam cosplayer. Because like they definitely made him a Gundam cosplayer in this one. Because usually he doesn't have like the eyebrows or like the special long visor. Think Simone the Digger. Is what this screams. And that's basically similar to Gundams also. Scarlet Spider. I want Herbie. I don't remember his name. He was the punk rock dude with the guitar. He was punk rock Spider-Man. I want that outfit where he has like the spikes on the helmet with the guitar and everything. I want that Spider-Man. Also I need Spidey too. Scarlet Spider is awesome. Ben Reilly. I like the story of Ben Reilly. I'm not surprised if nobody knows who Simone the Digger is, though.
Iron Man is supposed to be the sleek fighter jet, think luxury race car, mixed with a brick house. And the fact that they added anime mech elements to him just felt really naturally at home.
One of the mantras that we have for this project is from Japan to the world, and really trying to take not just the IP but gameplay mechanics and say what can we really take from Japan, the creators that are doing awesome work here, and bring that to the global platform.
特別なところいっぱいあるんですけど、本当にやっぱり強調すべきは、格闘ゲームのチームバトルの中では4対4というのがまず本当に。
I don't know about the 4-on-4.
When Ark looks at these Marvel characters, it's not simply just the visuals, it's also the gameplay mechanics and adding in that what is that pop, what is going to be something that's different. Up until now, you've seen tag fighters that have 2v2, and adding in that what is that pop, what is going to be something that's different. It's not simply.
What is this? This part right up here. What is this? Are they doing dark mode or something? I don't know. This just popped in my head. On the very top right corner. It literally has a moon with the word off. I don't know. That's weird. Just threw me off. Sorry.
Simply just the visuals, it's also the gameplay mechanics and adding in that what is that pop, what is going to be something that's different.
Why is there a dinosaur?
Tag fighters that have 2v2, 3v3, we felt like we just had to go 4v4. And in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun ways to change up the gameplay that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
今回4対4という革新的なところにチャレンジしている中で4キャラクター練習しないと勝てないんじゃないのとか安心してください。
Learning 4 characters is extremely daunting, but the team at Arc System Works has found a way to design a system that adapts to your playstyle. So you can either duke it out as just the leader and 3 assists, or you can tag in your assists to swap the leader and change the matchup on the fly.
I don't think a lot of people thought this day would be here, would come. You know, this has just been an awesome journey, and I'm excited that we get to be able to share it with all the fans out there.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of fighting games, they never get to experience this level of production, and it's just a dream to even be.
Our shurikens are galaxies! Let me see. Iron Man seems to have turned into Gundam Man. Exactly, that's the same thing I was thinking. Didn't he get a brand new design or something? I don't remember. I haven't really stayed up with comics, unfortunately. Time does not permit me to read comics like I used to. I know from Gurren Lagann. Oh yes, goated anime. I think I saw a pic of it. Looked sweet. Shurikens are galaxies. Double dinosaur. Holy shit. Shimagarath.
Be working with these two great partners.
それは決してビジネスという枠組みではなくて、それぞれの強い思いの中でこのタイトルを成功させよう、いいゲームにしてファンに届けようと。
The only person I can think of, at least right offhand, that is, I want to say Marvel, that has a dinosaur companion, is, I want to say, I forget the name of the team, but, I don't even know if they're Marvel, to be honest. I just know one of them has, like, a magical staff, One girl, she wears like a beanie all the time. She has a raptor that stays with her. Um, I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank on uh I think it's like the Misfits or something like that. Moon Girl? Not entirely sure who that is. I know who Moon Knight is. I don't know about Moon Girl.
The 3 companies have come together to do this, and I think we really are going to make something magical here.
このタイトルですね、まだまだ開発途中ではありますが、続々とキャラクターも発表していき
I
たいと
don't
思
know
いま
why,
す
but I'm thinking of like the Misfits or something like that.
いろいろ出ていくと思います。今しば
I
らく
don't know if that's smart or not.
Stay tuned.
Also, I hope we get more than just these characters. Because I think they only showed like 8 characters.
You're still with me?
Yes.
Seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
The state of play absolutely cooked. Alright. So, of the games that I see on here, the ones I want to play is Romeo's the Dead Man, Tokon Fighting Souls. Holy fuck, yes, I need that. Pragmata, maybe Neo 3, and that's about it. So, at least, well, once I play and beat Ghost of Tsushima, I want to play Ghost of Yotei. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4 definitively. And then Neo 3 is maybe. Definitely want to play Pragmata, Ghost of Yotei, Romeo's a Dead Man, and Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. At least the ones that they're showing on screen now. I feel like there was a couple others. I was about to say, I could have sworn there was a couple others, because I remember Sword of the Sea, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Bloodstain, which Cal told me about, I think. But I didn't watch the trailer for it. I remember seeing something about Bloodstain, but I kind of like erased it from my memory. But I thought it was Final Fantasy at first, I'll admit. But that's another one I'm definitely getting is Bloodstain, the Scarlet Engagement, Metal Gear Solid Delta, and I want Sword of the Sea. The rest of them on here are, it's okay. It's not exactly my cup of tea. All right, and now we're gonna watch the Xbox Game Showcase for 2025, the Outer Worlds 2, and Grounded 2 Direct. This is about a 2.5-hour video. Again, I'm going to be playing at 1.5 times speed, just as a reminder. The first 30 minutes, I've been told that I can technically skip. What do you mean, Nightbot? Nightbot hasn't done anything wrong. Also, we're in a 3-minute ad break. Apparently, I didn't know that we had gone into a 3-minute ad break. The fuck? I'm going to pause again. Alright. As chat said, I can technically skip the first 30 minutes of this because apparently it's from past showcases. Showcases. And we can just start here at like the 3-second mark before it starts talking about the rest of the game showcase. And apparently they already spoiled the Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2 in the title, so apparently that's going to be in here. So kind of look forward to seeing what they talk about in the Xbox Game Showcase. I'm going to assume right now a lot of these are going to be coming to PC. Or I'm hoping they come to PC. usually Xbox is pretty good about giving games to a PC. And I think also, I think there was a thing, I don't know if it's still there or not, but Steam was supposed to be coming to Xbox somehow. I don't remember what it was about, but like Steam and Xbox were like working together or something or other. Uh, no, this is personal preference of mine. I hate ads and I hate AI even more, but I understand you need them to some degree. I don't complain about anyone. I'm not saying you can't talk about them. I wouldn't say it's complaining. It's more like discussing the topic of it. And I have no problem like discussing about AI and ads and whatnot. The ad thing is just so I can make some form of revenue from streaming. And that's not why I stream. I just know Twitch is going to put it on there regardless of my consent or not. They're going to do it regardless. So I figure I will manipulate it to make it where it's easier for everybody in chat so that y'all don't have to see ads as often. I could set it to where y'all see ads almost like every 10 or so minutes and you only see like a 30-second ad, but I feel that's very disruptive instead of having it as like a 3-minute break where you can get up, use the restroom, stretch, get some water, and then sit back down. That should give you roughly enough time to do all that in the 3 minutes of ads, because that's what I usually do in those 3 minutes. Is I'll stretch a little bit. If I notice this during the ad, I will literally get up, stretch, drink some water, so on and so forth. When it comes to bots, I kind of see it as AI, but not really. I personally don't see bots as AI. I see them more so as like, I'm trying to think of how I can phrase this without saying the word AI. I don't really see it as AI. I see it as like a digital helper, someone that I don't mind doing work because it's not a human doing work. I've always had a fascination with robots and the like. So within a certain amount of reason, I don't mind AI as long as it doesn't take away from humans. Just like point blank. As long as AI does not take away from humans, I don't mind it. The bots are more of a tool than AI to me. And that's what I'm saying. The way I see it is because I see AI or like bots as robots. Because like the way I see it is like I would rather send a robot down into like a mine shaft to like mine for ore and stuff like that than a person. Because if a robot gets messed up, fuck it, you can build a new one. You can't build a new person. Well, technically you can by birthing more people, but that's weird. Like with a robot, you can salvage parts, rebuild a new robot to do the same task, and it doesn't hurt anyone, and no human is hurt. Not saying that I don't have a certain form of sympathy towards robots, because I do, but I just feel like I'd rather send a robot to do something that could be potentially harmful to a person than sending an actual person. In that same vein, I'd rather have a bot like banning bad people, keeping an eye on like more the mod side of things, so that when people come in, all they have to do is just watch the stream and enjoy the time here. Like, for instance, with Azura and Jace, they're both mods, but I don't think I ever asked them to do anything. Like, they are mods. I personally don't think I've ever really asked them to do anything except for, can I get a shout out for fill in the blank? I don't think I've ever asked them for like anything else. Unless they want to do some modding stuff, that's up to them, but I don't think I've ever asked them. Like, even with Sinful, I'll ask him if he can like shout someone out, but that's about it. I don't think I again, not to my memory, I don't think I've ever asked any of my mods to do more than just do the shout outs. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think I've ever asked mods to do anything except for shout outs. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I would greatly appreciate it if y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. I will take full blame if I did ask y'all to do something else, but I don't think I've ever asked y'all to do anything else. Let's see. cool. They're a form of AI by definition, but not like generative AI. Yeah, I don't like generative AI at point blank, which does suck and it's bullshit. You can, but it's a long process. I've done a bit of robotics as a hobby. I like robotics as a hobby though. Building them is pretty fun. My thoughts exactly. I feel like getting bombarded at ads and god damn it. I feel like chat, can you stop moving for like 2 seconds? I just feel like getting bombarded at ads and suggestions, and I find they're very annoying. I just feel like getting bombarded. Oh, with ads. I didn't even read the word ad. I just bombarded with ads. I didn't even read the word ad. That didn't even dawn on me. We got a showcase to watch. That is very true. Um, oh, but yeah. I just wanted to say that's basically my piece on it, though. I don't mind bots as AS. I just don't like generative AI. At most, maybe you've asked like, "Hey, we got a buy follower bot," or "So get rid of it," which just makes sense. Yeah, not shit. I hit the wrong space bar. If this is third person, I'll play it.
Do you think I care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this
If it's first person, I won't play it. I can't play first person.
they're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing to protect its brainwashing technology.
Though I can see people wanting to play it because it's like, I feel like it's first person Fallout, effectively. But by Obsidian. Oblivion Gates.
From the face of existence. Or, better yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism. Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory!
Weird version of Stitch. I'm sorry. Weird version of Stitch. Also, thank you for not using lightning in a bottle as this background sound for this. I swear that gets overused often. Looks first person. It'll load the stream volume. Maybe turn the volume up a bit. Hold on. No. No. Go back. Are we getting third person? Or is this like a cinematic because you picked up it said heavy gun that it's showing, oh, you picked up the gun, and then it like kind of like slowly zooms back into first person? I need to see it says
Made for capitalism by capitalism.
now with third person. It's what I needed to see what it says. PC Steam. There we go. I saw Steam.
Inflate our impressions.
Stay tuned at the end of the showcase for the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. The Outer Worlds 2 Direct. Okay.
And egos by staying tuned after the showcase.
Definitely staying tuned for that. Spoiler, but yes, third person would be nice. They have third person now. So do I even need to watch the direct after this one then? Because that's the only thing I wanted to watch the direct for, was to see if there was third person. The universe needs a hero, but you'll have to do the fucking sweet tagline. Oof. Not the hero that the universe needed, the one that we got, basically, is what that says. The universe that was needed, this is the one we got.
World premiere.
World premiere.
Babe, what's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humansupreme.
What the shit was that? Is this High on Life 2? I'm calling it right here, right now. It feels like High on Life 2. Because I think I saw Knifey in the hand. I definitely cannot play this first person because of how fast it's moving. Yeah, this is definitely Half-Life. Not Half-Life. High on Life 2. Are you using a fucking lizard as a flamethrower? We got new guns. Dual guns. Dual pistols.
Yeah, humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies, and
Humans are barely sentient. That is a sentence.
their brains are like half the size of ours.
High on Life 2. I figured as much. I'll say this. I don't know about at normal speed because the way my brain works, but it depends. If I can't keep up with it, then maybe I might, but at least for right now, I probably won't watch it at normal speed. Definitely no hero. I'd be doing a lot of non-hero things. Yeah. Yeah. Normal speed, trust me on that. Again, the way my brain works, I don't know. Again, I will say this again. It depends upon if I feel like I can't keep up with it, then maybe, but I don't know. Play anywhere. That's not what they used to say. I don't think that's what they used to say. Are we getting teased already? I feel like we're getting a tease before the tease. I don't know. I feel like they're teasing something without teasing it while teasing it. In-engine footage. Not console footage. Engine footage, which is different. Which a lot of people don't apparently understand. Just because it works really good and fluid in the engine doesn't mean it necessarily does that on console. Because people have said in the past, oh, this doesn't look like it did in the trailers. Yeah, that's because it's engine, not console. It's being played on a PC engine. Where it looks super fluid and super good and all that shit. That's why I like when it says played on PlayStation, played on Xbox, played on PC or something. Not in an engine. This one seems interesting at least. Definitely interesting. Resonance? Oh, it's a Plague Tale Legacy. Okay. Where you only need to buy one copy of the game and can play it on any console or device, including PC. Any device? Are we getting a handheld? I feel like bruh. I feel like as soon as I say that, they start showing a handheld. Are we actually getting an Xbox handheld? Are we actually getting an Xbox handheld? This better not be like, oh, we're doing it and then never do it. We're actually getting an Xbox handheld. Okay, it's not by Xbox at least. It's by ROG. Republic of Gamers. For those who don't know what ROG stands for. So, I feel like this isn't an Xbox handheld. It's a ROG handheld with Xbox capabilities? Well, it does have the Xbox button, so I don't know. I'm gonna say it's an Xbox handheld at least. I'm gonna say the blue ring on the left stick is for Steam, and the green ring on the right stick is for Xbox. Alright, so Silksong is effectively yes, even though we probably won't get gameplay of it, but they're just gonna show it here and be like, yes, you're getting Hollow Knight Silksong. Not a proper seamless play, download natively, stream from the cloud. Okay, my only question is, does this mean you can do the cloud or just straight up download it to the the handheld? I don't know. I still call handhelds consoles. But are you able to straight up download the game to the handheld and then play it as just handheld without needing to be like near Wi-Fi? So you don't need the cloud? I need a bit more information on that. Power of Xbox, okay. Inspired controls with impulse triggers, okay. Not bad with AMD. I feel like Intel probably would have been better, but I get why they're using AMD. And it's using AI. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. RG Xbox. Holiday 2025. So that means probably at the end of the year, like around November, I'm assuming. Again, I'm assuming November, December. Ryzen Z2 Extreme, 24 gigabyte memory. That's nice, the 24 gigabyte memory. 1 terabyte storage. Again, I'm in love with that. I want the white one, but I want the 1 terabyte storage and a 24 gigabyte memory. I hope the colors aren't dependent on if you're getting the Ally or the Ally X. I hope the colors aren't dependent. I hope you can get like the white one, but with like the Z2 Extreme, the 24 gigabyte memory, and a 1 terabyte storage. That would be nice. But I feel like they're gonna be like, oh, if you want the white one, you're gonna get 16 gigabyte memory and 512 storage. I don't know, I've always liked white handhelds. Like the PlayStation Vita. What was it? I really like the white PlayStation Vita that you got with the Assassin's Creed game. Also, I kind of got it from when you said on any console or device, including PC, because at least from my perspective, you could have put from any console or PC, but you put device including PC, which led me to believe there was going to be a handheld. I read way too much into everything. I think ROG and Microsoft may have worked together on it. 1 terabyte storage. I want the Ally X internal components, but I want the outside, like the cosmetics of just the plain Ally. From what I understand, it is more of a handheld PC, like an Asus ROG Ally or a Steam Deck, than it is an Xbox. Fair enough. I hope the price isn't fucking stupid. Have released a Rainbow Ally for Pride Month. Well, the thing is, it's not coming out in Pride Month, so that's probably why. But it would be sick if they did. I would definitely get the Rainbow one. Because, like, didn't they come up with the Pride Month controller, but you couldn't buy it for fuck all reason. They only gave it to certain people, like influencers, but didn't allow people to buy it, which was so fucking stupid. I would have bought one or two of them. Shit, I would have bought probably two of them just to have it. One to play and one to have as a backup. You'll probably be able to buy the shell after. Oh yeah, Xbox does do a lot of like shell stuff, so maybe. I just don't want to have to like take the shell off and put on a brand new, like unscrew stuff just to do that. I'd rather just be like magnetic plates would be nice. I probably would have bought 3 controllers to be honest. So that way when one dies out, I have a second and a third one. And if one dies, I would just set like the rainbow one up on the wall or something. How can you call yourself an ally and not have a rainbow option? Yeah. RGB game lights are for. I have to agree with Jason on that one, but also it's like you're literally calling it the Xbox Ally, and it's like you're doing it during Pride Month. It's like, give us a Pride option. With a white one, I'd be able to make some nice custom designs, but probably expensive. The other thing is, can you turn the art? So my thing is, I like being able to cut the RGB off sometimes to conserve battery life. So if you can turn the RGB off on the controllers, like the little rings would be nice. Or like change it to where the light cuts on to let you know that you're low on battery or something. Or like have it as a battery indicator. And if you can dim the RGB would also be nice as well. Notice the one big thing they're not saying, no Steam. Well, I don't know. The thing is, they've already said that they've already talked about having Steam on uh Xbox handheld. They've already kind of said that. Handheld PC like the regular ROG Ally, you can download Steam on them because they run Windows natively. And that's the other thing I was just about to say. The Asus ROG, I forget the name of it. The one that was by Asus. They had it where you could download Steam, Epic, and I think it's BattleNet. I want to say it was BattleNet or the one that has Diablo. Um, and like I think it was like a couple of other launchers, like the Ubisoft launcher, and there's too many launchers now, in my opinion. But I remember on the Steam Deck you could do it. The Asus ROG you could do it. I think on Steam you could also on the Steam Deck you could get the Epic Game Store on there, and by extension the launchers you need for certain games because they required the launcher for it, like Grand Theft Auto and RDR2 specifically required the Rockstar launcher. So, which again I think is so fucking stupid that if you want to play a specific game you have to get a launcher for it when you have Steam because you sell it on Steam, but then it's like, no, you can't play it unless you get the Rockstar launcher. Again, it's so fucking stupid. Um, but I think the Steam Deck, if I remember correctly, could do it. I just don't think they're gonna have the Xbox capability on the Steam Deck. Whereas unless they do, then that'd be surprising. I wouldn't be opposed to it though. But the ROG Xbox Ally, I feel like they will have Steam on it though, and maybe the Epic Game Store. Also, doesn't Steam Deck run Linux if I'm not mistaken, or does it run Windows? I forget. Um, I'm actually getting it. If it can do Windows, then it can do any launcher. The Steam Deck, however, only uses their version of Steam OS, so it can only do the native Steam games. So you can sideload some apps into it. Because I know my brother, he put the Epic Game Store and like some other consoles on it and used like certain protons to make it work. So, it's possible. Possibly.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first, and that's what you see
I like her
over
shirt.
the years.
I like her
We've led
shirt.
the industry with backward compatibility.
It
We
looks
champion
cool.
crossplay and cross-progression. We deliver games
Though I
first
wish
on
instead
console,
of gold
then
it
on
was
PC,
green. Would
and
be
with cloud gaming.
cooler.
So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play?
Steam OS is based on Linux. Yeah, and that's what's like. If I remember correctly, I think they use Linux, but I feel like if it's Xbox, it would make more sense if they used Windows. Personally, because Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Xbox. It would make more sense if they used Windows. Again, my personal opinion. I feel like that's what they should do. She reminds me of Rosario Dawson. I have no idea who that is. Windows isn't too terrible. If necessary, I can help with that. And likewise, I'm more than likely can. I haven't even seen it. I'm probably can help you as well. Mainly because the way my brain works, and when it comes to like electronics, it doesn't take me long to figure out a lot of things. Like a lot of things when it comes to electronics just clicks in my brain.
Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play.
I want the shirt, but I want it like I don't mind the gray, but I don't like the yellow or gold writing. I'd rather have green. Oh shit! I wasn't paying attention to half the shit she was saying.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first, and that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross-progression. We deliver Game Pass, first on console, then on PC, and with cloud gaming. So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device.
Not locked to a single store. Meaning Epic Games Store, Steam Store, Xbox Store, or whatever they call it for Xbox. But yeah, I feel like they're going to have the Epic Games Store, the Steam, and Xbox all in one. Again, this is what I'm hoping for and feeling it like this is what it's leaning towards, but I don't know.
The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from
Listen closely.
Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect. And the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam.
I see Battle.net, I see Discord, I see Microsoft. I don't know what the fuck this one is. It's a red one. But I know that's Battle.net, that looks like Discord, and that looks like Xbox. Oh, they're saying the game was Silksong. Okay. Battle.net, Discord. I can literally see the word Discord right there.
Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect. And the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact, every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally. We have always wanted you to have the unique experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's
Again, this makes me think third person.
show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere. And because it's Xbox, you can always have access to Game Pass, with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed.
Personally, I don't really care about.
This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time. We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolf Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for.
Let's fucking go. I've already heard about this. This is like a year or so ago that I had heard about the they had already had like talks about it. I saw this was when this was in like beta. I had heard about this when it was in beta. Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm hoping for a time where all rival companies can actually work together and release everything on any platform so nobody is excluded. So, I don't know about monopolies, but I feel like if any console can play any game, it would become like you would just have to buy one console. But I feel like, again, just hear me out. I personally feel like what's going to happen is it's going to get to the point where it's like Sony has their uh game makers, but they put it all on one platform. Xbox has their game creators and like their companies making games for one console. Nintendo's going to be an asshole about whatever they do, and then PC's going to obviously going to have their thing. But I feel like if me personally, I feel like if Xbox, PlayStation, and PC all had their stuff on either PC or like a console, like say like the thoughts that they have for the Steam OS like console, but if they had like a PlayStation, Xbox, PC console, so if anybody doesn't want to build a PC, they could just buy a console, play the games, like a plug and play, and then have like a handheld. I wouldn't be opposed to that. You'll still have your Sony with all their game creators. You still have Xbox with their game creators, PC and the indie stuff and their game creators for like Steam and stuff. And then you have just like Nintendo just sitting in the corner complaining that nobody wants to buy their $500 console. That's fuck them. But like, I feel like you could still have your cake and eat it too, where you can have like either your PC, your console, but it's a singular console, like a game system or something like that. Like I don't know, play box or whatever, or a game box, like they do in like cartoons and like TV and whatnot, so they can scapegoat around saying um stuff like the PlayStation or the Xbox or whatever. Have like a game box. Each company contributes to it, but you still have your big companies with all the game developers underneath them. So it still wouldn't be really a monopoly. You would still have competition because do you want to start buying more PlayStation games to play on this console or more Xbox games to play on this console? So on and so forth. So you'll still have competition, but it would all be accessible under one system. Again, that's the way I see it, and I would be happy with that. Um, Reddit. I have no idea what that's in reference to. Monopolies tend to be very bad. Yeah, competition is good. Also, I know you weren't suggesting a monopoly, but companies working together rather than competing would be just as good. Not really that. Not really that it would be bad. I'm not saying consoles can't have their exclusives, but majority should be everywhere instead of console locked. Uh, I don't know what that. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Um, but leads to stagnation and eventually death. And that's what I was saying. Like, you could still have your cake and eat it too, where big name company Sony still has its game developers. Xbox being a big name company having its developers. And then you can have like PC where they do mainly like the indie developers for the most part, because that's basically what they do. And then you have it all on one console that runs all three of them. Like, think PC, but as a game box only, where it can play PlayStation games, Xbox games, and PC games, but it's not a PC like system. Like, you can't just load up Windows Explorer using mouse and keyboard, blah blah blah. But like where it's only made for games. The one console to rule them all. But that's what I'm saying. Not one. It would be one console, but where all developers put their games on it. Because that's basically what they're doing to PC right now with Steam, with PlayStation putting some of their exclusives on Steam, Xbox putting their games on Steam. It's kind of already there. What I'm suggesting is having like a separate console that plays any type of game. Like where it would be a sort of emulator of PlayStation emulator on it, Xbox emulator on it, and like a Steam emulator on it. Because we all know Nintendo's not going to join in on that. Again, that's just my opinion. that I wouldn't be opposed to, but you would still have your exclusives of Sony. You would just have to basically buy it from Sony. With free space on my desk if something like that would happen. And that's the main reason why I'm bringing it up. Because, like, you could have a console that has everything included in it, but you would still have to go to Sony to get their games. You still have to go to Xbox to get their games. Basically have every game released on PC too. Yeah, even if it's like a timed release, I'd be cool with that, to be honest. I'm going to refrain from talking about this more so we can continue with the video. Well, okay. I'm just saying, me personally, I'd be cool with that. One console to rule them all. I'd be down for that.
For you to explore. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Rebel Wolves.
Monsters have always been here, watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light.
Vampires.
We feared for our lives. We should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead.
Kind of reminds me of what's that game where you have like the rat powers and whatnot, and you can like teleport. I forget the name of it. They did like 3 of them.
A Dawnwalker. Trapped between the 2 worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all. He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Not Plague Tale. It's the one where like you have like the weird symbol on the back of your hand. You play as this guy, and you play in first person. You get like a stabby, and you can control rats to do stuff. Dishonored, I think is what it's called. Like, the teleportation reminded me of Dishonored. Ooh, headshot. The Blood of Dawnwalker. Fuck yeah, and that's what I want to play. I've wanted that since I saw it in beta. Yeah, Dishonored.
World premiere.
Okay, we can stop with this world premiere. It looks wholesome till it's not. Mario? What? That's not Mario's pipe? Super Meat Boy? I'll admit, I was never really into Super Meat Boy.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
Platinum Games is always good.
My mission. My duty as a Raven Ninja.
This is the Ninja Gaiden I know of.
Dragon Free has its consequences.
If this isn't Ninja Gaiden, I don't know what it is. But this screams Ninja Gaiden to me.
This is it.
Sayori.
Ryu, there's something I need your help with.
The fucking primary lotus from Rock Lee! Oh! I need a new Onimusha. That's what I need. Hey, they just showed Azora. I think that was an Azora statue in the background for that split second.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
I want this. I love tough as nails platformers. Noticing the bots aren't as bad. I just played through Celeste, Transform Mountain Climbing Simulator. Unfortunately, yeah, it has been boiled down to that.
Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
Heard the game had a lot of jank.
This is where it starts.
At least on PC.
Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch.
Also, it's first person, so yet another game I can't play. Oh, puzzle game, I might add.
They worshipped the giants.
Not piquing my interest, unfortunately.
World premiere.
World premiere.
はるか昔、この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。
I'm gonna make a random ass guess and say, Nier? Cause it an Android? Like Nier Automata, but like a new Nier game?
輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、あらゆる生物を蝕んだ。
Okay, Game Freak? Really? Game Freak. That is known for fucking Pokemon. I don't know. I can't trust Game Freak. Because they suck at doing Pokemon. So. So I've lost interest in Pokemon at this point.
4026年、人類は滅亡を待つのみ。
I don't think Game Freak does. I think they help with Pokemon, but I don't think they make Pokemon.
封じ後エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
Beast of Reincarnation. Maybe. This is going. Celeste was pretty fun. No worries. Might try to re-download it, but I don't know. It was just so unoptimized. This is giving me major Project Ico vibes. Game Freak on Xbox. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, really? Game Freak? I don't know about Game Freak. Game Freak has been kind of pissing me off with the Pokemon games. It's the Pokemon company that crunches the shit out of them. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like I gave up on Pokemon. Once Power World came out, I gave up on Pokemon. Crunch the shit out of them. Okay, I'm not usually into those kinds of games, but I'm really digging the vibe and the aesthetics. Hell yeah. For mainline Pokemon games, yes. Pokemon Company and Nintendo make them rush. That and they don't allow them time to like. I just had to get the full black screen off. I just don't really care for like the Pokemon games anymore. I gave up on them once Power World. Once I had Power World, Pokemon just sucks ass now. Because that's what they could be doing. Minus like the guns and shit.
The streets of Avalon sure do shine. Because they sweep their filth down.
Avalon? Isn't that? No. I'm getting Fable vibes.
To us.
Never mind. Never, man.
Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for one.
Yeah. Oh, the knob. That makes sense.
Itself has been affronted. I have been battled.
Lord Griswick. Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill? We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit.
I like the sounds.
Tall, yes, sir.
And like the clickings and stuff in the background.
Was very quick, agile. Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me. They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Now, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I say I'm touchy!
Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles.
This is a weird, interesting game. Why does it always have to be first person?
Fucking me, Zach! I'll leave you with a pissing bed of pieces!
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're a family here. Family takes care of its own.
Why does every game that you make a custom character have to be first person?
Order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why it pays to be clever and well armed. Let's go and end a few arguments.
Like, this definitely gives me Fallout vibes.
Don't get cocky.
Or like a first person only Fallout.
Time. And if they can rewrite history, they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys.
Look who just found Mummy's keys.
Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl. Take a mistake and make it like it never happened. We can change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past to change the future. And let me tell you, the hunters don't like it when the rabbits got the gun.
Change the past. Control the future. Steampunk Fallout 4? Holy shit. Clockwork Revolution. Coming in due time. Clever. Let me see. I missed something. Not usually into these kinds of games, but aesthetics, game free. Make the Merc Legends ZA does look sweet, but still. Like, my thing is, like, I've seen other games do better with, like, same concepts. Like, if you look at, Nexomon or Chronomon or stuff like that, like, they're doing the same thing, but with better visuals. Like, it looks visually better. So, and, like, even certain, like, 3D games, like, they're doing in Pokemon, the walls are flat. So, personal gripes. Power, I'd play any day over Pokemon or any Nintendo game. I appreciate the echo chamber on that one. I mean that in a nice way. I do mean that in a nice way. I appreciate you agreeing with me. Game Freak are awesome devs, but TPC just does not allow them to do stuff. This could be my game of the year. I'm so fucking excited for this. And Exile are like Obsidian Twin. I think they share assets. I mean, as long as it's in a healthy relationship. I wanted to say something too, but I was like, nah, let me hold off. Maybe someone else in chat says something for me. This looks fucking sick. Steampunk done so cool. Gives me more Bioshock Infinite vibes. I never played Bioshock. I'm gonna say that right now. I didn't play Bioshock because it was first person. And I, again, can't play first person, unfortunately. This is Bioshock Infinite meets Fable meets New Vegas. Speaking of Bioshock, need a new one. Not on Xbox. They're not this peak. But you're talking about Pokemon.
Now let me alone and piss off!
Our creative teams are dedicated to bringing players award-winning, record-breaking, critically acclaimed games. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 from Activision, Doom: The Dark Ages from Bethesda, Diablo 4: Vessel of Hatred from Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox first party are shipping their most played games ever, and they're also delivering more content than ever before. From original single-player experiences to vast online worlds, our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make. So, of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film. A Minecraft movie and the Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions of players into the game. We have more projects in the works as gaming continues to influence film and television like never before. When it comes to growing new franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other. From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the upcoming release of The Outer Worlds 2 this October. Obsidian is always delivering great games, and they have a third game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our Direct, but until then, let's take a look.
I'm assuming this is the grounded game they were talking about.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul beast.
He-Man! I can't unsee that as He-Man, or like a He-Man ripoff. First rule of Starfield, we don't talk about Starfield. We forgot it for a reason.
With new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything.
Girth? Bruh.
With new flexible
Yoked girth. Really?
legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything.
He can ride anything. The phrasing. That, he's definitely riding that monster.
Breaking news.
Did he just get a train right on him?
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts are also unknown.
Because they got shrunk again.
You gotta keep them separated.
Why spiders? I don't mind scorpions. Well, to an extent, I don't mind scorpions. Just burn spiders. I like praying mantises. I don't really like bugs, so I didn't really like Grounded, to be honest. Probably a game I won't play.
The predecessor, ND3500, reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data salvage.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area.
Dead Space? Because this is what it screams, Dead Space.
They become exceptionally aggressive.
At least for me.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
They seem to act more consistently, in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now in priority. Such is our calling.
Such is our calling.
Oh, Kronos. Oh, space. Never mind. This is I need it. It's called Kronos, by the way. Just if you want to look up the name Kronos. So far, I'd say we're probably about a third of the way through, almost halfway. I haven't really seen anything from Xbox that I can remember. Versus what I saw from the state of play, I saw more. At least, again, in my personal opinion, that is what I have seen so far. Or at least games that I know I can't play are more on the Xbox side. And the games I can play are more on the PlayStation side. Yeah, so. I like the black cat with the witch hat. Also, why does this sound like a Beatles song? I like the idea of Elder Scrolls Online, but
World premiere.
I need to take care of some things. Be back for the Outer Worlds 2 showcase our sooner.
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart. There's no time. Evacuate now. Thomas, come in.
Ariane, you sacrificed everything.
I don't know what it is, but it looks interesting.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
The Leon. Bitch, if you didn't fucking run? After almost all the content on Elder Scrolls Online on one of the 7 characters.
Welcome to
Nice.
England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met
Ooh,
your real
kitty!
father, but he left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the grand.
Hold on, I gotta slow this one down. I like the music on this one.
Like the caretaker. He's a little eccentric. You'll see.
Let me welcome you to the grand. A hotel famous across the land. Every room used to be in such high demand. Your wish I'll command here at the grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
So, my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
I'm in. They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will Wicker Man your ass.
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking back. Don't make the same mistake your father made.
I want to know that too.
The only one you can really trust is me.
I like the cat. I don't know about the first person, but maybe? There are no ghosts at the Grand. I don't know. This one is maybe. And no, it's not because of the cat. Okay, it's a little bit about the cat. It's like halfway because of the cat. And it's about ghosts and such. So, maybe. That's a maybe. It's a hard maybe. If I could paint the people, maybe. I feel like they might get upset, but like at the same time, I feel like you should be able to. Also, I just want to say one thing. The thing is a pain! The cat is heavily relevant and you know it. Hell yes! Dynasty Warriors.
Who would have guessed the defender of my homeland? We need their help. They sent us a hero. Who would have guessed the defender?
Isn't that Azura? Or like a representation of Azura? No, Azura has the... You have like 6 arms, I think?
Of my homeland could be my daughter.
She unlocked the heavenly spear.
This looks interesting. Or not. Never mind. Oh, maybe. Maybe. It looks interesting at least. Hydra. Age of Mythology. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm kind of not on board with that one. Missed the cat game. That's not Dynasty Warriors though. That was Age of Mythology. Not even Dynasty Warriors. I thought it was Dynasty Warriors from the way that it made it look.
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락하는가?
In-game footage.
패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단의 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수 있지 않을까? 당신의 입장은 온전한 본인의 판단인가? 그렇게 믿고 있거나 믿고 싶을 뿐.
Call of Duty? No, because I don't think you play as a chick in Call of Duty. Not like that. Not some cheerleader looking character. Splinter Cell? Oh, I'd be so happy for Splinter Cell. Please let it be Splinter Cell.
당신의 분노를 이용한다. 지정태. 지정태.
Oh, dang, 2 hearts. This looks interesting. So far, I found one that I am definitively wanting to play. I don't know about the Age of Mythology. It's not even a maybe. It's like hard pressed, if maybe.
E ora Olaien lo ite fatigi. Novo. Ilo? E che maite mana. Muite unanite waiora. Dia. Novo tu alibemo iwalotaname. Ona utalima. Dia fema.
Is that a cat?
Toma tu acalio, terali.
It looks like a little cat thing following you. Now it's a fish? Is it a shadow creature? I feel like this one is just a shadow creature. That apparently you get control over at some point. Oh, it's a Chinese game, but it looks pretty damn cool. Very Splinter Cell based. That's what I'm saying. It's vaguely Splinter Cell. Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf. Maybe. It's a maybe. At least maybe. Ow. Fallout 76. I didn't either.
Well, hello there. Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say? When it
Hey.
comes to fishing, Appalachia is a land aswim with opportunity. Yes, you'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards. What do you got on there, Jed? Worms. And how are they biting today? See for yourself. Oh, bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails. Can you smell that? No matter what troubles plague the future wastelands of Appalachia, you can always find comfort in cozy little joys like this. You just gotta know where to look. Vault Life is your ticket to easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green thumb?
They showed mermaids in the Fallout universe.
Little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the
I would be happy to see that in a Fallout 5.
bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green thumb? Plant your own peaceful vegetable
A
garden.
good game.
And nothing warms the heart.
Is in Fallout
like a
76 now?
neighborhood cookout.
Weird.
Ah, community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today, and tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
Gone fishing. It has fishing. It can now be considered a good game.
World premiere.
I personally need to take like a quick break to stretch, get something to drink. Name is the back. Sun Jin Woo. That's all I needed to see. Sun Jin Woo. We're getting a solo leveling game. Didn't even need to see any of that. I knew from the character. This is gonna be a fun game, probably. Probably. Huh? 4-player co-op? I need this. My question is, how far in the manhwa are we going? Hold on, is this Xbox only? Nope, it's Steam. I see Steam. We got Steam confirmation. Let's go.
World premiere.
You've actually done Neko. Get the milkshake! I want one! I need one. I don't care what it is. It's like a weird bear, beaver, cat, whatever. I need one. Automation or something. You become the Pokemon? You become the Pokemon. Probably get it on Steam. How long is that on the showcase? It's 119 out of 228. Ooh, excuse me. I want to shove the creature in my pocket and claim it. Exactly. Magic cat, because of course we gotta have a cat that uses magic. Or looks like a cat. Anemo. Are we talking like Dr. Anemo? Catch me up when I get back from what I missed? Sure.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone for all the love and support we've seen since we announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3
New
and 4
Tony Hawk?
These games have changed my life, but more than that, I've seen them help spread a love and appreciation for skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to detail, with some brand new parks, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come. Check out the launch trailer now.
Just real quick. Will they do like they did on the first one where you get a free skateboard? Or you can buy like is like a combo edition where you get a skateboard? I should like Pro Skater. Let's go! TMNT? In a skating game? About fucking time! Let's go! Bruh. Doom on a skateboard. Need I say more?
World premiere.
Yep. That was Doom. Ooh. Interesting. I like the visuals. I need this. I don't care what it is, I need it. At Fate's End. Yep. I need it. I need a Fate's End. Well, he's dead. Gears of War.
Look who decided to show up.
You think you can still find your way back home?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Gears of War Xbox exclusive? Are we getting it on PlayStation too?
You think you can still find your way back home, Phoenix?
Or PlayStation also?
Looks like they upgraded. How's it, baby? Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome. Form up!
Interesting.
World premiere.
Ooh. Looks pretty. Nice and colorful. Of course not. Persona? Or Persona-esque game? Never mind. I'll shut up. Well, we got a Persona 4.
The Smugglers League is always there. But you won't see us. You won't hear us. And the only way you'd ever know it is if that's what we wanted. As smugglers, we deal in the goods others are afraid to handle. Guns, explosives.
And don't forget the rum.
It's a life of danger like no other. So I guess my question is, can you handle that?
Getting your hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we really are.
Borderlands Pirate Edition?
The bigger the room, the better. Smugglers need to be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune. Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League. You're paying for that.
And never mind. It looked interesting, but I'm not going to play that one.
World premiere.
I see Persona 4 graphics, finally remake of Persona 4. Did he just say world fucking premiere?
World premiere.
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
Well, he died.
Had enough yet?
No, Dad, not even close.
Are we getting an open world Invincible? Oh. I'd be so hyped for open world Invincible.
I hoped you'd understand why I had to do this. Accept our rule or die.
I'd like to propose a third option.
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good.
A 3v3?
I trusted you.
I'm good. Never mind. Never mind.
Need a hand? Might want to look up.
Yeah, you like this? It's an army.
I am ending you. I see it all now.
Never mind. I was hype. I don't need that. I was about to say Fable. Oh no! Xbox is finally getting Final Fantasy. About fucking time. I just want to say one more thing on like the exclusivity and all that shit just real quick. I feel like you can have exclusives, but make it timed for like a year. And then give it to other ones so that they can play it. That's the only thing I'm going to say on exclusives now. Hopefully that'll be the last thing. But yeah, Xbox is finally getting Final Fantasy VII. Fuck yeah.
I'm here to even the odds. Any objections?
Final Fantasy. I don't know the number. I don't know this one. I think it's 16. Yep. Shiva, Odin, Bahamut. Yeah, finally getting Final Fantasy. That's something. I'm being brought over to. Hell yeah! Welcome back. Double Fine. Wasn't that also going with Jack Black in it? I forget the name of it. What was the name of it? It had Jack Black in it, and I forget the name of it. This is interesting. It's interesting looking.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative experiences, and Keeper is no exception. Looking ahead, next year marks 25 years of Xbox, It's a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share
South
that
of
players
Midnight.
will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza,
Ooh.
Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today,
Fable.
You've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution. Sluggerfly, making Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically
Hell
acclaimed
yeah.
Final Fantasy franchise to our players. And Team Ninja, returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld, which lets you bring your Xbox experience and your library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoy the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox from our partners and our own creative teams. We're seeing more players on our platform and in our games than ever, thanks to all of you. We're proud of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase, our Direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at The Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks for joining us today. But before we get into the Direct, we have a final world premiere. Enjoy.
Elder Scrolls 6. Doubt it. I'd be happy with Elder Scrolls 6. Yes, a walking lighthouse.
We have been expecting you. Please, follow me. You already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow, now. We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology on a global scale. I'm Emma Hagen, CEO of the Guild.
Alan Wake? Evil Within? Inception? What the fuck?
Fear is a powerful thing. David Mason. Menendez.
Oh, never mind. I don't care. They haven't done a good single player game in a while. It's all about, let's see how much we can drain our audience into multiplayer shit. Really? The fuck? Moon Man.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment.
What? All game capture represents games in development. Games in development.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games.
I know, it
And
looked
it's an
interesting
incredible year for us,
before
and I think what
COD.
Our studio does best. Sequels.
That's where I come in. You can get out of here, Fergus. Thank you so much. No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel, that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no raccoon tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was? There was a Zune 2? I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage, so trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come
To his first marriage.
along this journey with me. Part 2.
Killing commence.
As long as I don't have to play the first one to enjoy the second one, we're good. And as long as it's third person. I need to hear them say it's third person.
Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing, and we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around. So we're going to be more complex with everything for the sequel. Deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so, no matter what kind of...
Also, yeah, where's the Fable? There was nothing for Fable, there was nothing for Elder Scrolls 6. Like, that's two of the games I was really hoping forward to seeing.
Playstyle that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump into, even if it's your first one.
The first Outer Worlds was a great base to start from. It has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions, which are the part of the world where players can use their specific skills, perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character build and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have different equipment options for different playstyles, and different companions with different abilities.
Companions?
In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which was basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go in places
space
and kind of everything's wrong. You're gonna be one of those, but we don't tell you why you joined the Earth Directorate. There could have been a lot of different reasons, right? It could have been because you're an actual lawbringer and you want to go in there and spread law throughout the galaxy. It could be that you're a roustabout and you just had nothing better to do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we've leaned into traits for the Outer Worlds 2, which are these big changes to your character depending on which ones you pick. So it could be something like Brilliant, where you can tag extra skills and you start getting extra skill points, and that's obviously really great if that's how you want to build your character. You can also go and do something like Lucky, where you get extra critical chance, and you also get a lot of really cool options throughout the game as well. Of course, we brought back Dumb, so players love the Dumb option.
Tell me, do you believe in...
Of course, we brought back...
You weren't recruited for your ability... I thought I read that. You weren't recruited for your ability to plan or solve problems, you just can't learn some things. During skill sections, lock 5 of the 12 available skills. Those skills can never have points added to them. So just...
Dumb, so players love the Dumb option.
Tell me, do you believe in science? Not quite what I meant, but I like your contempt for boundaries. I could put your adventure spirit to good use.
And you get like lots of really cool, fun conversation options in the game, but we took that even further. And again, there's lots of elements in the game where you can be dumb and use that for something. It could be something as simple as banging on a machine to get it to work. After you've invested in some of your traits, your next choice is choosing your
bratwurst.
skills. The skills themselves basically allow you to build on your playstyle and what your character is doing in the game. That will be everything from playing stealthily to specking for an explosive specialty.
Batman.
Throughout your entire journey, your character continues to change with the different choices you make. In the Outer Worlds 1, we actually had more skills than we have, so we condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there, but we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put into each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with like the perk system. We basically borrowed that, but went even grander. We actually have more perks than Fallout New Vegas did. But here's the cool thing, right? We check and use perks for literally everything, right? So you can do everything from, hey, I want to make a stealthy build that steals stuff and is really good at that. Okay, great. Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing perk. So that's not available to everybody, but if you select that, now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets. There's another perk called Heavy-Handed, right? Where say you're a melee person, what this does is now your power attacks that you use actually knock people down.
Oh man, I really like the serial killer perk. As you start killing people, they will drop hearts. And you can take those hearts, and essentially you're taking these trophies, you could say, and it's actually giving you a permanent health bonus every time you do it. We have this perk called Assassin,
Now, this is an early game perk that you can take, which every time you stealth attack an enemy, you're actually going to get a movement bonus for a certain amount of time.
Flaws were a system that everybody loved from the first game, but we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted to really engage with.
With the flaw system returning, we knew we needed to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before. So, we turned to the team. I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay, we need more flaws. We need them to be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You got bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
Sounds boring. Makes you sound like a boring person, but it's in the game.
I know it.
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like to take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing.
No, I'm taking.
When do you get them back?
I don't.
Claire. Claire, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire.
Kleptomania?
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well,
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
I get an hour.
Oh. Makes me feel energized.
How many fingers am I hold up?
3?
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I feel bad for you. Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game. But the problem is, anytime you stand up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that, well, everyone around you is going to hear you.
There's one called Kleptomaniac. This is really interesting because what it does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for more bits than normal. And that sounds really great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
One of our more wacky perks is the Sun Gazer Flaw, and it just gives everyone cataracts while playing their game. So everything becomes like light shafts and blooms and hazes, and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
If you happen to be the type of player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do, well, you'll be offered the flaw of over-prepared. Now, you'll get larger magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're going to take a debuff for a while. While we support options like being a gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to alpha strike their enemy before they know what hit them, we also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds. You can be a mad scientist who utilizes gadgets and wacky science weapons and armors, or even a psychopath who gains permanent bonuses to health by murdering their friends.
Nothing shows the impact of these character build options better than, in my opinion, the bridge area, which has a quest you get early on in Paradise Island.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna read up on chat a little bit. It was I've been playing a while. Fable and Elder Scrolls 6 are what I most want to say. Exactly. Screw picking the lock, just blow it open. Yeah. So I can do evil things in this. It's catching my interest more. Exactly. I've returned. What's Dewey Duck Sonic the Hedgehog doing here? Huh? Miss anything cool? Some things yes, some things no. I got mint chocolate milkshake. Oh, you son of a bitch. I like mint chocolate milkshakes.
Not only do you kind of encounter this very early, and it's a very core one to the story, but it really expresses our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by, speech options. You may talk to them and maybe have to go do a quest for them and really kind of prove that you're a friend of the Protectorate to get by.
I may have need of your help, stranger, if you are ready to seize an opportunity to show fealty to the Protectorate.
You could go guns blazing, and you could just take everyone out inside the POI, lower the bridge itself, and kind of get across. You could sneak in, lower the bridge, and actually sneak in under the bridge to get over to the other side. You can bypass the bridge entirely if you found certain gadgets, like the shield gadget that protects you from poison gas as you go across, or the double jump boots, which kind of allow you to jump across the chasm and get across that way. There's even a really kind of messed up way, right? Which is players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. The companion who they just found is part of.
We're no different than the breeze when we start tossing our own to the rats. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must admit, I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
Hey.
From the very beginning of our discussions about the Outer Worlds, we really knew we wanted every game to take place in a different colony. This lets us expand on all aspects of the universe. Every colony can be its own thing with its own flavor, and we can center them around anything we want. Any ideas or setting we're interested in.
Oh, okay.
Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the Outer World's faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause rifts in space-time, which are cutting off all the other colonies on Earth from being able to trade with each other. The Order of the Ascendant is an offshoot of the Order of Scientific Inquiry from the original game, and like them are a science-based religion with the same goal of solving the universal equation, which will allow them to predict and alter the future to the benefit of all mankind. They used to be part of the Protectorate, but they split off to focus on solving the equation for the good of everyone, not as a way to simply control the masses. The player's been sent to Arcadia as an Earth Director agent to find out how the skip drives are causing the rifts and what can be done to stop them. Each of the factions have their own solutions to the rift problem and their own goals. The Protectorate wants to close them to protect their legacy as the inventor of the drives and their wealth. The Order wants to close them not only for the good of everyone, but also because they're complicating the math they're using to solve the universal equation. And Antes just wants to be able to open and close them at will to control all the trade routes between the colonies. In addition to expanding the themes and lore of the Outer Worlds, we're also expanding the humor, so each faction has its own flavor of absurdity. Anti's Choice is a merger between Anti-Cleo and Spacer's Choice from the original game, and there are corporate representatives in the Outer Worlds too. They've invaded Arcadia to liberate their resources for all of humanity, and profit, of course.
One of my favorite things from Fallout New Vegas is the radio system. It was just iconic for me, and I wanted to make sure that the Outer Worlds 2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton of music. Each station might have, like, I think 20 tracks of unique music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff. But the really cool part about this entire thing is that we actually put a lot of reactivity into the radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're going to be cheering you on as a hero.
Wonderful news, everyone. The Zeranium gas leaks at the Automech repair facility, strongly believed to be caused by Anti's Choice malefactors, have been corrected.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea of all those broken auto mechanicals and all the excessive gasping and choking involved.
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds, and like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they're also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Directorate agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol is part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help. There's also a cultist named Azza, who is part of a sub-faction that worships
like her.
rifts, and in her case, violence in general. You can choose to either turn her away from overt violence or support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies.
Support.
At one time, Anti's Choice had a program to graft soldiers with animal parts to make them more formidable. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work, and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things. Finally, there's Tristan. He's a Protectorate Arbiter, who is judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one heavily armored package. It is your choice to either help him judge wrongdoers or show him what true justice looks like.
We definitely have reactivity in the game based on how you've been treating your companions. I won't reveal the end of the game, but let's say if you have not been treating them well, you will find out at the end of the game what that means.
Companions are a very, very important part of merchandising because that's the real beauty of the sequel. We're talking merch, baby. It is the lifeblood. It is what fuels us. Do you want to see some ideas? Hop, hop. Check this out. Gen Alpha loves body pillows, especially ones that look like human beings for some reason, right? Who needs a significant other when you could have a knife-wielding space psycho up in your sheets, huh? What do they do with them when they get them, huh? Maybe a little napping, maybe a little snuggling, maybe a little nah.
Nah.
The visuals of the first Outer Worlds depicted a frontier colony in space. The Outer Worlds 2 is driven by an invasion of the Arcadia colony system by Anti's Choice, which shifts the visual to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is...
I want to interject here real quick. I like the company that they're having with the commentary, but I'm really digging the visuals. I know I haven't really been talking much, and I'm sorry about that, but I also didn't want to talk over a lot of this. But I can now hear "Gotta Go Fast" in that one guy's voice, the one that had the body pillow. You know what he does with that body pillow. Don't lie. Wait, oh my god. Holy shit. Is that... Holy shit, that is Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja. I remember that cartoon. 9th grade ninja? I have no idea what that is. From my childhood. Ben Schwartz is awesome. It was a great Sonic and Dewey. Oh, excuse me. And Dewey is excellent too. Watch the DuckTales reboot. It's lovely. David Tennant was amazing as Scrooge. When I read Davis, I was like, I don't think it's David. I think it's David. Honestly, one of my favorite YouTube videos ever is the live reading of a DuckTales episode with all the cast. They were super fun together.
Is seen across all aspects of the game.
I love that visual
How do
just
you
now.
militarize everything, including extreme capitalists or mass-crazed scientists? In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The sovereign uses it to maintain control. Anti's choice uses it to help their bottom line. The Order just wants to show how it exists within the grand plan. We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Anti's choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Anti and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion.
Oh, aunties. I thought they were saying anti.
One of our priorities in
like
visually realizing the world of
ANTI.
Elder Scrolls 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about player interfacing with corporations, and while we have that in the Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures, and then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
Can we get third-person
We need to make
gameplay?
everything in the Outer Worlds 2 better from top to bottom. The RPG elements were the start, but that's touched our story, our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original.
Until I
first and
see
foremost,
third
right?
person,
We don't
I
wanna
won't
add in a
believe
bunch
it.
of things as you're
I
making
need
a
to
sequel.
hear
We wanna
them
make it better
say.
and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought we did not need this consultant. We made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in the Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my patented combat system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good. Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C, capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're gonna take those people, we're gonna make them buy the sequel. Give them out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick, ha, ha, not you, Dan. Here we go. What comes after C? O, optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I wanna make them happy. So let's, okay? All right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet, sweet pre-order. Clap with me. Sweet, sweet. You don't have rhythm brain, just say it. Sweet, sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different rhythm and it's blowing mine. And here we go. B, burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead bodies. You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay, well, it's a big part of the game. A, you gotta agonize about how many people are gonna be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us? Huh? We can't have one love story in this? How many people have been in love? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in love. Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
Put your hand down. T, trois. In French, that means two. Sequel.
I think that means 3.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. Hold on. And how do we end it?
Un, deux,
Anything is possible.
deux.
And we've established that we're the best there is. There's
Is
no
two.
sequel better than us.
Trois
And if
is
I could just say
three.
one more thing, thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
For the Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to improve gunplay in every way. We focused on improving the feel of each weapon, the way a weapon snaps into ADS, the way recoil feels when firing, and how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy. The things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Bourse Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades.
What the
can
fuck?
even be eaten by the player for additional health. We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game. And every time it levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the pop-up gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to the Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies into a stealth attack, and even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly.
Kill the spiders! Burn them!
And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the Shrink Ray. This time it's been upgraded so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The Shrink Ray, that was probably my favorite one from the first game, so we brought it into the second game, but we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk, and we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them, because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies, they wanted to kick them, so we made sure to double down on that stuff.
Why am I thinking of...
In addition to things like
Never
returning
mind.
favorites, we also have some really fun
Step
and unique
on
new
me.
science weapons.
Dot,
One of them's
dot,
called the
dot.
Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And And we have another one that's just super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit you do. One of my personal favorite weapons is called the Big Bang. It's just a big freaking gun that uses material harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, fake pricing everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off.
If you
what we thought was
wear
really great
Gary,
from a player,
that
from a science
sounds
perspective.
weird. David Tennant, I say what you say. Oh, I was like, why did I see the word ant in chat? I thought I was saying ANTI, not like auntie. I'm sorry, I'm Southern. I say auntie, not auntie. Excuse me. Also, chat went down on my phone because it died. I was wondering why there was a black screen under my monitor. My phone died. God damn it. I was wondering what the fuck happened. Almost went through a whole bag of chips too. Like, holy shit. You say aunt, I say aunt. You can step on the enemies. That's excellent. Tell chat not to be so lewd. Pot? Meat kettle? I want that one Asian dude. Amadeus Cho. I want the dev in the game. Oh. I know that's not how you sound, but still. Oh, god damn it. No comment.
All about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all of the details. But there are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, so much yes.
Having the third person. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all of the details. But there are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like. One of the things I really like about having the third-person mode is being able to see all of the fun and unique armors and armor combinations and weapons that you can equip your player with. All of the actions that you could do in first person, so you're double jumping around, you get to see your character in that way, and you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
Yes.
The Outer Worlds 2 is really the biggest game we've ever made. Bigger choices, more reactivity, more weapons, more things to find in each of the worlds the players can visit. The team has done incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life, and we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project.
An incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life.
What function could this possibly have?
And we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our games. It is truly an exciting time here at Obsidian. We're
Obsidian, the better version of Bethesda.
Exploring worlds big and small while expanding on franchises that we've created, and we have no plans to slow down. We hope you all continue to come along with us as we do what we do best, make your worlds your way.
I'd use third person, but combat I'd use first. Death by snoo. Death by snoo. They're bringing back the death by snoo with the shrink ray.
The best place to play, which is also the promise of Xbox. You can play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it may be hard to play it when you're staring at all these beautiful holes. Let's cut that. You can play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox. No, yeah, now that's Microsoft. Or you can take a phone call on this Xbox, then play the Outer Worlds 2 right after. Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Hello? What am I doing? I'm playing the Outer Worlds. Hello? Yeah, this is Mark. I didn't know I had jury duty today. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around safely. We're gonna go up to my apartment, okay? And this is an Xbox you actually wear that also plays the Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
This is amazing.
Are you playing?
I think so.
Fantastic. So now this is actually not an Xbox, so you cannot play the Outer Worlds 2 on it. Can't play anything on this. I guess Bread. You ever play Bread where you take it out of one slot, put it in the other? I don't have friends. If you pre-order the premium edition now, you'll get early access, which is like a prequel to the sequel, or launch the sequel to the pre-order, or like, why are any of us alive at any time? It doesn't matter. Either way, my job here is done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel to the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I absolutely just hit a home run with. You know, it's really nice to see my influence go on to other games. Take it away, team.
Gaming on mobile, TV, and VR headset requires Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and supported controller, both sold separately.
And big exit. And big exit.
I thought he switched his hand to where his 3 fingers. It's just not a Hideo Kojima game. They don't need. Well, that and wasn't there another game? Conkers. Only one that comes from Otaku or from Norman Reedus or Conkers. If it's a use anytime, I shall use that function after I pickpocket or destroy my enemies. Hey, instead of doing what is it? A clam jam or teabagging, you can do a piss session, inclusive to everyone.
We're so proud of Grounded.
Nope, don't care for the spiders.
Project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together. Y'all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk about it. I had to grease some palms to steal a bit of time from the Direct to give you a deeper look. There were so many possibilities and ideas that didn't make it into the first game, so with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together, we're taking Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world, the Brook Hollow Community Park.
When we started working on Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled and honored to be working with Obsidian Entertainment. Our 2 studios share a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to great IPs and great franchises. The fact that we're the first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max, Hoops, Willow,
and Pete.
I like
They're
Willow.
a couple years older, which means they've
Kinda
gone through
cool.
a bit more high school, a bit more mature.
I like the
It's
visual.
1992. The world's a little bit
She's
different.
more the punk rock
But we're still
character,
in that fun,
obviously.
nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
The park overall is about 3 times the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area is actually the same size as the entire backyard from the first Grounded. The reason we wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us the opportunity to explore the community of Brook
I don't
Hollow
like
and what secret
bugs.
have they been hiding.
What we love and what we're excited about in terms
probably
of the
won't play
is the opportunity
Grounded
to create
2, to be
environments
honest.
and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down and is in a topsy-turvy state. And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling, but it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite examples of this is the ice cream cart. In all the commotion, the ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked over and its contents have spilled out into the ground. And what this means for our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park. And so there's all of these toxic chemicals underground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools. And of course, nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach. We're oftentimes reinventing environments, and in future updates, you're going to see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew we wanted to add a new layer of strategy. The changes that we've made aren't limited to tuning animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move faster or slower. But we did all that too, but there's also an entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly or jump in for a quick attack. And almost all the insects in the game will have these abilities now too. Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super cool, and is ultimately just a ton of fun. We're leaning into clear playstyles for tanky warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect-wielding mages.
Ooh, I like
and
mage.
ranged hunters.
Archers. Just
In
no
the first game, we had
spiders.
mutations, and there were weapons and armors that favored different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2. I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations with the wolfbane daggers and the wolf spider armor. It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also inflicts venom. Then, I can use the extra stamina to reposition and try to dodge, rinse, and repeat. It's high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best way. I'm looking forward to seeing what wild combos the community comes up with and what they inevitably break once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded is
Also,
the variety
thank
of
you
players
for
and friends,
allowing
from
game-breaking
builders to crafters
builds.
and everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting things, and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friends to use. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
We're also trying to make sure that armor and equipment are easily understood by the player, especially when they're playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first Grounded release.
Yeah, magic, yes.
Mounts. Our mounts, we call them buggies, have an entire suite of moves and have their own special abilities and attacks.
We really wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible, and that meant making sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well. Just like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're going to make sure that every buggy that we add has its own personality.
Don't like spiders.
The Red Ants
You're not
are
going to
there
make me
enlisted
like
two Red
spiders.
Ant workers to follow you around and help you out. If you get into combat and you don't want to fight while you're saddled on your buggy, you can jump off and they'll fight right alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting, but they're awesome when it comes to combat. Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're heavy hitters. They're also super fast and they have some great special abilities, like a Scream that allows them to stun lesser-powered insects, and the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and combat. Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at game preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the two we're starting with. The connection that our Grounded community has with us is something we want to keep forging with the
Don't
sequel
like
as we make an
bugs,
even
but
bigger
I like
game than the
magic,
original.
Pretty
so
much from day one, we knew we wanted to return to game
need
preview
the
for
glass
Grounded.
cannon build.
Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and it's out
Exactly,
to
I'm
the
not the
world,
only one,
but there's so
thankfully.
much value in building it alongside the community.
There
Buggies
needs to be a
change how you
arachnophobic
traverse
mode.
and navigate the park. What we're doing with Grounded 2 is we're actually keeping zip lines held back so we can see how players engage with buggies, and then we can tweak zip lines to bring them back over time to really complement that buggy experience and make exploring the park far more fun. That kind of feedback loop helped shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brookhollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around. One thing that stood out immediately, players blazed through our content, especially the story. That makes sense. Story, characters, world building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger baseline.
There's been an explosion at Brookhollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing and scope, and what we found resonated the most with all of you were
Do we have an
bigger, beefier
arachnophobic
updates,
mode?
even if it took us a little longer to land. So that's the plan. Larger, more complete updates spaced out just enough so we can take your feedback seriously and make every drop count. You can expect in our big updates new buggies, new biomes, new building pieces, all the good stuff. And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
All of us at Obsidian Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited about how close we are to letting all of you players get shrunk a second time and explore the all-new park on buggies in Grounded 2. If you're a returning Grounded player, we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements. If this is your first time getting tiny, then all I can tell you is that a world with an entirely new perspective and an entirely new feel awaits you in Brook Hollow Park. It's time to ride together and survive together.
I can't think of too many bugs that actually like.
We have been expecting you. This is where it starts. We can change the world as we know it. Can you handle that? Let's do this. I'm in. I'm here to even the odds. Any objections? Here's the plane in the mud. And when we need their help, they send us a hero.
I think of insects that I wouldn't mind having as a mount.
Follow me. Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Take your filthy fingers off me! You think I care? This is gonna be awesome.
Mayday! Mayday! Code 1 to mission control, we're falling!
Had enough yet? Form up! It's game time, baby!
What happens if you shrink in the Outer Worlds 2? What happens if you shrink a shrunken enemy? Would it just go like pop out of existence? Oh no, I know the first one had arachnophobic mode. Alright, so we watched both of them. I did not realize it was fucking 9 o'clock. I will say, from my personal perspective, I liked a lot of things. I feel like I liked a lot more things from the State of Play from PlayStation than I did from Xbox. Though, I did like a lot of things that Xbox had on the table. And I didn't have to question if it was coming to PC also, as much as I did with PlayStation. Just gonna say that right now. Final Fantasy, yes, there's a Final Fantasy coming out for Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 16 are both coming to Xbox. I don't know, it's less, I feel like there was less in the Xbox showcase for me to be excited about than there was in the PlayStation side. But the thing is, the PlayStation side, I'm not sure if it's coming to PC or not, which is the problem. So, I will say I lean more to the PlayStation side that I liked, that they showed, than I did to the Xbox side, unfortunately. I like the PlayStation side more than the Xbox side, only because there was more games that I liked on it, but I didn't know if they were PC. And then on the Xbox side, I like that they finally are doing a handheld Xbox. I probably won't get it because I don't really leave the house that often, except for work. And I have a PC. Go about that. But like, at least for right now, the only things I can definitively say I remember is Outer Worlds 2 and Those are all PlayStation. I don't remember. Is it bad I don't remember a lot of the Xbox ones? Because I didn't really care for the Call of Duty. I didn't care for Grounded 2, unless they have arachnophobic mode. So I was gonna say Neo 3 seemed interesting, but that was on PlayStation. I think it was like 6 to 8 games that were on the state of play actually piqued my interest, but I can't remember all but maybe like the was 007 Xbox or was that PlayStation? I think that was PlayStation. Butterwhacking. I don't remember anything from the Xbox one, unfortunately. Um, there are a lot I went from both. I'm more on, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm more on the state of play than I was on the showcase. Unfortunately, if I'm gonna get anything for when I travel, it will be a Steam Deck. Depending upon what the specs are and the cost is for the ROG Xbox Ally, depending upon the cost of it, I would say whatever the specs are between that and the Steam Deck would determine which one I would get if I were to get one. I don't really travel, so I don't really technically need one. So I don't really have a need to travel anywhere. Everything I do is at home, basically. Which I've had people say, that's a boring life, blah, blah, blah. I go to different worlds in my video games. So, it would be on PS5 and PC. Yeah, I figured as much. But yeah, like, I felt like most of the games that drew my interest were on the state of play than they were on the Xbox. I don't really have any closing thoughts because I pretty much said all my thoughts during the direct. Not the direct. The state of play and the showcase. I need to stretch again. My back is locking up a little bit. Anyways, I just want to say thank you all for stopping by. Love each and every one of you beautiful, beautiful souls out there. Have a wonderful dinner tonight. And no matter what anyone tells you, you are valid, you are loved, and you matter. Hope to see all of you beautiful souls next time. Peace and aloha.